Chapter 889, Faster, Snap. The first move, still in the familiar position and scenery known to Yunxi. In the center of the star map, the origin point, Tianyuan. Snap. The inexperienced Sweet Dream fearlessly responds with a move, initiating a battle against Yunxi in the Tianyuan area. Snap. 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 10 moves in a row, neither side showing any hesitation, both appearing confident in their own strategies. However, what puzzles Sweet Dream is that the opponent seems to be cooperating with her. That's right, the game Yunxi and Sweet Dream are playing is 5 in a row. It's a very simple and easy to understand game, even young children who have just started school can play as beginners. This is the first opponent Sweet Dream has encountered since entering the Starry Sky chessboard who can play 5 in a row on an even level with her. How could I possibly lose at 5 in a row? Sweet Dream confidently makes her move, knowing all the possible layouts in 5 in a row, with no reason to be defeated. But as she keeps playing, she suddenly feels that something is wrong. Snap! Yunxi's 18th move lands on the board, and the overall shape of the game is gradually taking form. He doesn't allow Sweet Dream to achieve even a single line of 5 pieces in a row. No, it is reversed, suppressing Sweet Dream's offensive moves. If Sweet Dream is an unparalleled divine sword, then Yunxi's pieces are forcefully pressing it back into its sheath, rendering it motionless. Strange. Sweet Dream, playing against Yunxi for the first time, furrows her brows. 5 in a row is a game with very simple rules and indeed, having the first move is advantageous. Being temporarily suppressed is acceptable. But that's not the important part. What she's being suppressed is not just in the game of 5 in a row, but her indomitable spirit in battles. No matter how powerful a sword is, if it can't be unsheathed, it can't harm anyone. Her game strategy is clearly being targeted, as if the opponent has already studied her moves and is using her strong suit, 5 in a row, to suppress her. For the first time, Sweet Dream uses the sand of the golden hourglass, focused on the intricately woven board, trying to figure out why she can't smoothly launch her offensive moves. The Feather Snake King, inserted into Sweet Dream's chest, takes the opportunity to emerge and angrily glares at Yunxi, seemingly seeing through his vile tactics. Yunxi looks innocent as he watches the Feather Snake King, who is inexplicably angry at him. He really has no grievances with this magical fantasy species. As for the outcome of the game on the board, that's a different matter. Snap! The 19th move, Sweet Dream continues to firmly play her strongest offensive move in 5 in a row, but Yunxi only smiles faintly, as if he had already known Sweet Dream's choice. Her game strategy is indeed easy to understand. Unlike Cyber Elf Alpha, who can employ countless methods to resist, Sweet Dream's attacks are simple and direct, possessing devastating power. As a result, those who became accustomed to her attacks found them incredibly easy to understand. She is a child who never accepts defeat and will carry out the will to win until the very end. Never give up until the very last moment. Never stop fighting even if it means being torn apart. Even though the sword remains in its sheath, the sword energy has already pierced through the sky, waiting for the opportunity to strike. However, that is impossible. Because her opponent is Yunxi, who has comprehended the path of the Starry Sky's trajectory and wields the Starry Sky chess pieces as the Starry Sky chess master. The power of the Tianyuan is gradually revealing itself as the game progresses. Paw! The 27th move, Yunxi's 4 connected pieces suddenly burst with a brilliant light, cutting through Sweet Dream's chess pieces, leaving her eyes filled with disbelief. This move, almost identical to how Sweet Dream ruthlessly defeated other chess players in the Stardust Zone. The difference is that Sweet Dream needs to form a line of 5 pieces or create an inevitable 4-4 or 4-3 formation in order to brew such a sword energy and cut her opponent's chess formation into pieces. while Yunshi only needs to connect 4 pieces to achieve the same effect. Sweet Dream, using the rules of Gomoku to play Starry Sky chess, forces her opponents to adapt to her own rules in order to defeat them. On the other hand, Yunshi can play any chess game and is not inferior to Sweet Dream in Gomoku. He only needs 4 pieces to cut open Sweet Dream's chess path. This is a crushing domination on a different level, representing Yunshi's understanding of Starry Sky chess surpassing that of Sweet Dream. Moreover, this is only the beginning. After the first wave of sword energy, Yunshi's chain attacks began. Without needing to satisfy the 5-in-a-row rule, he can launch attacks against Sweet Dream, who is already at a disadvantage, anytime and anywhere. His attacks do not need to follow the rules of Gomoku, but are more accurate, and the timing of the strikes is more deadly compared to Sweet Dream. Sweet Dream's 5-in-a-row connections possess immense power, capable of completely tilting the scales of victory in her favor with just one display. However, she doesn't have that chance, or rather, Yunshi doesn't give her that chance. The outcome was actually decided the moment Yunshi cut open Sweet Dream's chess path with 4 pieces, leaving no suspense. Sweet Dream's chess has distinct characteristics that differ from other Starry Sky chess players. Normal Starry Sky chess players would find it extremely uncomfortable to face her 5-in-a-row killing technique. Even Cyber Elf Alpha would probably need to update its algorithm to cope with this move for the first time. In the Starry Sky chessboard, perhaps only Yunshi could easily adapt to Sweet Dream's unorthodox moves and counterattack her with even more unorthodox moves. You have absolute confidence in your Go game, so I will respond to you and counter with a 4-in-a-row game that you cannot comprehend. Impossible. You need fewer nodes than me. Sweat beads began to form on Sweet Dream's forehead, who possessed the genuine talent of the stars. The feather snake king coiled around her became even more irritable. Why use the rules of Go? That's because her talent tells her that this rule is the most suitable for her on the stage of the Starry Sky chessboard, an attack and kill rule tailored for her. To create the most dominant path in the simplest and most effective way, leaving no chance for the opponent to counter. Her moves are like those of an unparalleled swordsman. Once the divine sword is unsheathed, it is the moment when the opponent meets their demise. But now the problem is that the opponent's sword is faster and deadlier than hers, leaving her no chance to strike. Speed is the closest path to victory. In a battle between 2 armies, the side with higher speed can easily gain a significant advantage. In the King's Election battle, Sweet Dream is renowned for her lightning-fast attacking speed. With the blessing of the Feather Snake King, she naturally possesses a permanent acceleration aura. This aura is even effective in the world of the Starry Sky chessboard. She can always find the fastest way to kill her opponent and excels at utilizing this advantage, leaving no escape for the opponent. However, it was only when she encountered Yunshi that she realized there was someone in this world who was faster than her. Chapter 890, Pressing on Step by Step. Sweet Dream has never encountered such an opponent. From childhood to adulthood, she has always been the fastest among everyone. She has the fastest speed in practicing sword skill. She has the fastest speed in leading the army to victory. She was the fastest in ascending the throne of the king. Compared to anyone else, she is the one who leaves others only able to watch her back, and most people don't even have the qualification to catch a glimpse of her back. She has never encountered anyone faster than herself, not even someone close. She is the myth, the legend, the undefeated ruler of the King Tower. Even on the Starry Sky chessboard, she firmly believes that she is still the fastest. Even after seeing the chessboard of the Starry Sky chess master and experiencing the shock of star collapse, she still believes that she won't lose. No matter how strong the chess strategy is, it still requires a large number of pieces to support it, and she excels at not giving her opponents any chance to gather such power. Speed attack, this is Sweet Dream's talent. As long as she gets a chance to connect 5 pieces, she can unleash her signature, cutting, move. As long as she takes the first point, it will be a continual slaughter, a grand massacre, an unstoppable divine killing. This advantage is built on her speed talent, a talent that no one can imitate, not even the powerful cyber elf Alpha can replicate. She firmly believes that as long as she plays chess, she won't lose, just like the miracle she created in the King Tower. She is the most determined arbiter of victory and has absolute confidence in her own abilities. As she arrives on the starry sky chessboard, she is ready to launch an assault towards the pinnacle of the stars. However, now this confidence has been greatly shaken. Because she discovered that someone was faster than her. Their understanding of the rules is deeper than hers. Their methods of gathering power are simpler and clearer than hers. Perhaps each step is only slightly faster than hers, but these accumulated advantages finally reveal a formidable power on the 27th move. Her rhythm has been disrupted. For the first time, Sweet Dream's little hand holding the chess piece trembled, and her previously clear calculations became hesitant. Because the rules have changed. This is no longer the Connect 5 she excels at. Her opponent can unleash a similar cutting power without needing to connect 5 pieces. Perhaps the destructive power of this kind of attack is far inferior to her Connect 5's cut, but it completely surpasses the attack rule she has established. It's as if she crushed those players who play Starry Sky chess in the Go style using Connect 5, but now Yunxi tells her that Starry Sky chess is not limited to Connect 5, but can also be played with Connect 4. Originally, Sweet Dream, who had been suppressing and even overwhelming her opponents with her unique rhythm, was now feeling her own thought process being suppressed. So, it turns out that Starry Sky chess can be played like this. The rules here are more profound and complex than she had imagined. Just by looking at the chess manual, one cannot imagine the profundity within it. Snap! Unconsciously, Sweet Dream made a move. Yunxi looked at Sweet Dream's bewildered expression. After this move, the game was basically over. Because she had wavered and could no longer adhere to her own Go rules. In reality, her rules hadn't become invalid. As long as she completed a 5 in a row, she could once again unleash that suffocating cut and sever attack. However, Yunxi didn't give her such an opportunity. Starting from guessing who would go first and gaining the advantage of center control, Yunxi completely took control of the game. 43. Yunxi reminded Sweet Dream, as he completed the winning pattern in Go. Ah! Only now did Sweet Dream fully awake from her daydream and realize that she had lost in 5 in a row. Moreover, this single loss caused her entire strategy to collapse. Yunxi, who had connected 5 stones, began ruthlessly cutting and severing the game belonging to Sweet Dream, just as she had done to other Stardust Zone players. This time, Sweet Dream finally experienced the helplessness that others felt when being slain by her. Once the outcome of 5 in a row is determined, there is no chance for a comeback. Unlike games played with Go rules, Sweet Dream's 5 in a row rules indeed possess terrifying killing power and dominance. However, once she loses in 5 in a row, the blow dealt to her is fatal. Forcing the rules of Go into 5 in a row is like a double-edged sword. When gaining an advantage, it can overpower the opponent, but once it backfires in a 5 in a row game, it becomes irreparable. With just 7 moves, Yunxi made Sweet Dream tremble all over, and her fair little hand could barely hold the delicate Starry Sky chess pieces. Each of these 7 moves seemed like a blow to Sweet Dream, causing her to feel an unprecedented pain. Am I going to lose? In that moment of realization, Sweet Dream almost suffocated. From childhood to adulthood, faster than anyone else, defeating all opponents, she who ascended to the throne of the king is now about to encounter her first defeat in life. And not on the pinnacle battlefield of the stars, but merely in this Stardust Zone, supposedly a place where Starry Sky chess novices play. Her proud absolute speed talent, which she believed to be equivalent to a surefire victory, led to her defeat even before engaging in a real battle against those high-level Starry Sky chess players. Why? 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 Was she too weak? Was she overly confident? Did she underestimate her opponent? No, that's not the case. The king of the lions, even when facing a harmless little rabbit, would give its all, not because it wants to devour the innocent creature, but to prove its majesty. In this game, she didn't make any wrong moves, and she even felt that she played better and more focused than usual. The strength of the opponent ignited her even stronger fighting spirit. As long as she is given a chance to make a move, she will definitely unleash the most earth-shattering sword ever seen on the Starry Sky chessboard. Yes, just one opportunity. Sweet Dream took a deep breath, looked at the nearly hopeless game, let go of all distractions, and searched for a chance to turn the tide in adversity. However, Yunxi did not give Sweet Dream such an opportunity. Or perhaps it was just Sweet Dream's illusion. Many chess players who played against Yunxi have had such illusions because Yunxi rarely makes a fatal move, which gave his opponents a false perception. I can still keep playing. There will still be a chance for a comeback. Indeed, it's a beautiful fantasy, but it doesn't actually exist. Because once Yunxi gains an advantage, he never makes mistakes, just like the despairing probability calculated by Cyber Alpha. Under an advantage, Yunxi's winning probability is 100%. Snap! 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 Those were the three moves that truly suffocated Sweet Dream, each one striking at her tight heartstrings, accelerating her heartbeat, and making her unable to extricate herself. Chapter 891. The long-awaited sword. Before these three moves, Sweet Dream had never imagined that she would lose, let alone lose so miserably. Even in such a dire situation, she still had a certain level of confidence in turning the tide. This confidence stemmed from her undefeated myths record. In the trials of the King Tower, no matter how dire the situation, no matter how much she was pushed to the brink by the enemy, she always managed to seize seemingly impossible opportunities for victory, achieving a counterattack more than once. Everyone who thought they could defeat her was simply under an illusion. She was the chosen one favored by the goddess of victory from birth. She had never tasted the bitterness of defeat. Is there still a chance, and where? As usual, the more she was pushed to the brink, the stronger Sweet Dream's counterattack would become. She constantly surveyed the vast Starry Sky chessboard, seeking out the path to victory among countless possibilities. Yes, there definitely is. Starry Sky chess holds infinite possibilities. Just because others can't do it doesn't mean she can't. 4. 3. Feather Snake King seemed to sense something and anxiously swam around Sweet Dream, but the little princess completely ignored it. Here it is. In this seemingly impossible situation, Sweet Dream finally found an opportunity to unleash her sword. This was the most resolute response, the most insane counterattack. While not forming a 5-in-a-row connection, she still connected a path of sword shape from multiple angles. No longer playing 5 in a row. I'm going to unleash my sword. This was Sweet Dream's silent cry, launching her strongest counterattack against Yunxi on the Starry Sky chessboard. Like plucking a string that moved the world, this sword had been awaited by Sweet Dream for far too long. The sword is unleashed, shocking heaven and earth. Like a beam of light tearing through endless darkness, this sword represented Sweet Dream's complete determination, will, and belief in the undefeated myth. Giving up, have you? Yunxi looked at Sweet Dream, who had been pushed into a desperate situation and finally gave up playing 5 in a row. He had no intention of battling back. Your sword is strong. However, it's not invincible. Paw. Yunxi calmly made a move on the chessboard. This move wasn't the strongest or the sharpest, it was a move to blockade. From the chessboard's perspective, it was as if a wall had been created in the face of Sweet Dream's invincible sword. This wall possessed the attribute of absolute inviolability. Even Sweet Dream's world-tearing sword could not cut through this wall of despair. Like the clash between the strongest spear and the strongest shield, no one knew the result until the end. However, Yunxi's wall was not just one, it had already been laid out in a chain. Sweet Dream's final and strongest strike only managed to break through the first wall before losing its momentum and being intercepted. What? This is more shocking to Sweet Dream than being suppressed from the beginning to the end in defeat. Her attack was neutralized. The fastest and strongest divine sword encountered a shield capable of defending against its attacks for the first time. This signifies that her strongest trump card has been cracked for the first time. Hiss. The Feather Snake King rudely spits at Yunxi. If this wasn't the world of the Starry Sky chessboard, Yunxi would probably be directly dissolved by this saliva. Impossible. Sweet Dream never imagined that her strongest attack could be casually neutralized by someone. This incredibly oppressive feeling in her chest, from the beginning until now, almost every move she has chosen has been seen through. Even her final deadly counterattack seems to have been anticipated by this person. The layers of wall she has never seen on the Starry Sky chessboard completely suppress her strategic path, creating a wall of despair. If it were just one wall, her divine sword could break through at the cost of herself, but now there is more than just one barrier in front of her. For the first time, Sweet Dream feels the presence of an insurmountable barrier in front of her. Looking up at the towering wall that exceeds 50 meters, Sweet Dream realizes for the first time that this is something she cannot surpass at the moment, just like an ordinary person. In this world, could there really be such a powerful opponent? Sweet Dream's petite white hand, holding the Starry Sky chess piece, begins to tremble violently. Even when she was continuously suppressed to the point of being unable to draw her sword, she had never been so shaken. Before her sword was unsheathed, she believed that as long as she drew her sword, victory was certain. This is absolute self-confidence. Her swordsmanship is invincible even in the world of Starry Sky chess, just like the myth she created during the trials in the King Tower. One rule encompasses all. Among the rules held by everything in the world, her divine sword's characteristics are absolutely the strongest. Speed, born from ultimate speed, is a tactic that conquers all in battle. Her sword, whether she draws it or not, will make heaven and earth weep when she does. No one has ever been able to effortlessly withstand her sword, bringing her attack to a complete standstill. Sweet Dream's seven-colored crown continues to sway, releasing a divine radiance to soothe the chaotic princess of the King Tower. Yunxi patiently waits for Sweet Dream to recover from her panic. In fact, he had already anticipated Sweet Dream's strike. No, rather, this strike was actually guided by him. Sweet Dream's sword, in fact, is even more powerful than she imagined. It's afraid that even Cyber Elf Alpha wouldn't be able to face such a terrifying lethal attack head-on. However, in order to achieve the effect of everything can be cut with her sword, it requires her to fully unleash her strategic tactics and only draw her sword when both the momentum and pressure reach their maximum limit. What Yunxi did was to prevent her from comfortably drawing her sword no matter what. By pressing her step by step, forcing her to make moves when it's least suitable for her to draw her sword, Yunxi puts enormous pressure on her. In this state, Sweet Dream's sword remains incredibly powerful, but it loses its air of unrivaled dominance. While Yunxi is quite familiar with this kind of exceptional woman. Their power is immense. As long as they are given the stage to unleash it, they can emit the most brilliant light. After all, there is a childhood sweetheart by her side who is such an exceptional being. If one wants to suppress Hua's morale, just don't let her have bread and make her do what she is least skilled at. Even the invincible Hua has things she is not good at. Similarly, Sweet Dream, who has never been defeated, cannot adapt to being suppressed indefinitely and trapped without engaging in direct confrontation. The tactical choice made by Yunshi is to gradually push her into a desperate situation, and then offer a glimmer of hope to entice her to use the sword move that Yunshi had already calculated. Before that sword is drawn, although Sweet Dream's defeat has long been determined, she still holds on to hope. Unfortunately, that kind of thing never existed from the beginning. Chapter 892. The Disaster Day of the Girl. Sweet Dream possesses extraordinary talent in Starry Sky chess, even surpassing Norn the god of wisdom and the ruby dragon Orphina in terms of innate abilities, making her a match for Cyber Elf Alpha. Even when pressed into a desperate situation by Yunshi's unconventional chess moves, she still found a way to counterattack. That one sword represents Sweet Dream's unwavering will and the hope of turning the tide in adversity. If her opponent were not Yunshi, perhaps this sword could truly turn the tables for her, at least securing a draw and restoring balance to the situation. In such an overwhelmingly advantageous situation, ordinary people may become somewhat complacent and underestimate Sweet Dream's counterattack. Yunshi would not make such a mistake, rather, he had been waiting for this sword all along. In order to bring forth this sword, he started by suppressing Sweet Dream's chess path with a series of light attacks, step by step pushing her into adversity. Then, the consecutive 3 moves appeared formidable, but he had already anticipated the earth-shattering sword Sweet Dream would inevitably unleash. Yunshi had already calculated Sweet Dream's strongest strike from the beginning, using his strategy against her spontaneity. Her anger. Her determination. Her unwillingness. In the world of Starry Sky chess, Yunshi could sense all the emotions emanating from this genius chess player from the Dark Abyss God's domain. He gazed at her figure, holding her sword in his hand, and effortlessly dispersed the boundless sword light. Sweet Dream wields the ultimate attack, an unstoppable and relentless assault. Yunshi holds the everything, representing the ultimate benchmark in the world of Starry Sky chess. When Yunshi wants to attack, he can unleash the catastrophic star collapse that brings immense despair, just like what Cyber Elf Alpha experienced. When Yunshi wants to defend, he can also erect walls of size, leaving Sweet Dream, armed with her divine sword, at a loss. As long as it is on the Starry Sky chessboard, Yunshi has no reason to lose. This is his world, the most suitable battlefield for him. Perhaps in the real world, he is still the young person striving to surpass his invincible childhood sweetheart, accumulating racial limits. But in the world of Starry Sky chess, he is the one standing at the pinnacle of the stars. It's not that Sweet Dream is not powerful enough. With her divine sword hidden in her heart, she has the talent to defeat any high-ranking chess player, even capable of challenging Cyber Elf Alpha. However, the opponent she encounters is a Yunshi stronger than Cyber Elf Alpha, the most formidable Starry Sky chess player in the history of Starry Sky chess, Starry Sky chess master Yunshi. The grains of sand in the golden hourglass continued to fall, but Sweet Dream, who had unleashed her strongest strike, was unable to make her move. Because this time, she could no longer see any hope of victory. Her divine sword, for the first time, encountered something it couldn't cut through. The divine sword hidden within her since birth could cleave rivers, mountains, land, seas, and even shatter falling stars from the sky. But this time, the divine sword couldn't achieve cutting through. Just like the first time she looked up at the endless starry sky, it took Sweet Dream a long time to realize that her divine sword had encountered a concept akin to a natural enemy. A god weapon embodying this concept had never appeared in the world of the King Tower, but it was now right in front of her. For mere spectators, it was impossible to comprehend the terror behind those sighing walls, which served as a despairing barrier that even gods couldn't surpass, the concept that restrained Sweet Dream's swordsmanship the most. It was truly a wall that even gods would lament. My sword can't cut through. Sweet Dream took a deep breath and made her move once again. Yes, she continued to make her moves. As long as the game wasn't over, she would not surrender, even though she couldn't find a beacon of victory amidst the endless darkness before her. Nevertheless, she still chose to continue the battle. Like a king who had lost his army's treasures and was left to fight alone, she chose to die on the battlefield rather than suffer the humiliation of surrender. However, in her clear eyes, tears had appeared at some point. Yes, she knew she was going to lose. For the first time in her life, she encountered an insurmountable wall, and a formidable opponent she couldn't comprehend. Having only experienced victory and never tasted the bitterness of defeat, the invincible myth of the throne of the king was about to come to an end here today. She was unwilling. Why did it turn out like this? She had lost. The sound of the golden hourglass sand falling became exceptionally slow in Sweet Dream's ears, and she had never realized how long time could be. At this moment, every minute and every second on the starry sky chessboard was torment, punishment, and despair for her. However, she would not retreat. Even if she was going to lose, even if she faced the brink of death on the battlefield, a true king would raise their head and face the opponent head-on, just like she was doing now. She firmly remembered the name of the first person who made her taste defeat, Little Cloud. In her heart, a new goal, a fresh obsession was born. Even as her eyes gradually filled with tears, she fought back against her opponent's attacks with all her might, maintaining her dignity as a king. If possible, she really wished for this kind of punishment to end soon. Playing a game that she couldn't possibly win was a complete humiliation for the proud throne of the king. Unfortunately, Yunxi couldn't understand this. After realizing that Sweet Dream seemed to understand her inevitable defeat, Yunxi started to play more slowly, just like he did on the Starry Sky chessboard. Many chess players who participated in the recent Starry Sky chess tournament and played against Yunxi would be familiar with this style of play. Especially those chess players whose skill was not strong enough, they failed to realize that they had already lost long ago, thinking that they were evenly matched against Yunxi. Sweet Dream is not that kind of chess player, quite the opposite. She is a genius on par with Cyber Elf Alpha, capable of deploying aggressive tactics like the 5-stone slaughter shortly after starting to learn Starry Sky chess. So she clearly realized that she was being toyed with and bullied by Yunxi, using various means, with no ability to resist. That feeling, as if her body was constantly being manipulated, played with, humiliated, made the usually proud Sweet Dream want to cry. Can't cry. Can't cry. Can't cry. Can't escape. Can't escape. Can't escape. Sweet Dream gritted her teeth and fixed her gaze on Yunxi, who was leisurely playing and enjoying his entertainment time. This person is simply too wicked. Playing chess is actually very enjoyable. Yunxi, who had no idea what mistakes he had made, happily made his moves, just like when he played with Norn the God of Wisdom, the Ruby Dragon Orphina, and Cyber Elf Alpha, being calm and gentle. If Sweet Dream didn't have such incomparable talent, maybe she would actually believe it. Chapter 893, Heavenly Demon Mask. Sweet Dream never imagined that losing could be such a devastating experience. It wasn't a matter of life and death on the battlefield, just a trial called Starry Sky Chess that she impulsively became interested in. Being too young, today was the first time she stepped into the trial of the Starry Sky chessboard. Compared to someone else, she was an absolute novice. When she first encountered the rules of Starry Sky chess, she understood that she had exceptional talent, even believing hers to be the strongest. Her sword could trace the paths of stars. The princess of the King Tower, once she decided to step onto this battlefield, never considered the word defeat. But now, she lost. Not only did she lose, but she lost so miserably, as if someone held her down and rubbed her body against the ground. The sound of grit falling in the golden hourglass became incredibly harsh, like a countdown announced by fate. Snap! The crisp sound of a move being played struck her soul with confusion and helplessness. Surrendering was absolutely impossible. Her first defeat in life, even with such humiliation, she gritted her teeth and held on to the last shred of her dignity as a ruler. On the battlefield of the star map, the area occupied by her pieces was continuously shrinking, and their influence was decreasing. Yunshi didn't go all out against Sweet Dream. After evoking her strongest attack, every move he made was stable, neither aiming for direct harm nor intentionally pressuring her. In the eyes of almost all the chess players in the Stardust Zone, this was proof that the game had entered the mid-game stage. From the perspective of the rules of Go, Sweet Dream didn't actually lose too much, and the board still had a lot of potential. From the perspective of the rules of Gomoku, Yunshi had won. However, the rules of Starry Sky chess were infinitely more complex than Gomoku, and no one truly believed that Sweet Dream had lost. Only Sweet Dream herself knew that she was merely putting on a brave front, unable to swallow that last breath. In her large eyes, a hazy mist was covering her eye sockets, making it hard to discern the patterns on the chessboard. Even though she didn't cry, Sweet Dream's body was like a storm-battered flower, shedding piece after piece of broken and tattered petals, and the delicate bud trembled. Hiss! The wings behind the Feather Snake King fully spread out as it smoothly swam over to Yunshi's side, wrapping its soft and elastic body around his neck. As the only third party in the game, this magical fantasy species seemed to be treated as an appendage of Sweet Dream, now launching a fierce attack against Yunshi. It's probably like a lover's small hands encircling their partner's neck, that feeling of firmness. Actually, your moves were not wrong. Compared to a certain golden core cultivator who purely enjoyed tormenting newcomers, Yunshi was now playing a genuine guiding game. But you still don't understand the true nature of the Starry Sky chess. Yunshi, who had already won but didn't end the game, smiled as he looked at Sweet Dream, who seemed on the verge of tears. The game on the Starry Sky chessboard is a battle solely between two individuals. On this stage, there is no distinction of race, background, or gender. Before the Starry Sky chessboard, everything is equal. When the game begins, all external voices and disturbances fade away. In this silent and soundless world, there are only you and your opponent. In this secluded little world, only the two players who play chess hold the pieces representing the stars, placing them on the ever-changing starry chart at all times. Every second requires observation of the entire starry chart. Each move affects the entire starry chart, evolving into countless variations of the Starry Sky chess game. Then why can't I defeat you? Sweet Dream tightly closed her eyes and held back the tears in her eyes, her voice filled with helplessness. Like a setting sun, the unparalleled champion surrounded by the army, marching towards her downfall. Her sword in hand was already covered in scars. Her armor was already tattered. Her stamina had also reached its limit. The unbeatable champion was meeting her own end on this battlefield. That's because you haven't seen enough, Yunshi pointed out to Sweet Dream, revealing her biggest weakness. You can see the power when 5 pieces are connected, and that power is strong, but it's not absolute. In the world of the Starry Sky chess, there are even more unimaginable powers. Your sword can cut many things, but there are also things it cannot cut. You believe your sword can cut through everything, but belief alone is not enough. This world is even broader than you imagine. This is the decisive gap between Yunshi and a certain golden core cultivator. He doesn't play chess to bully others, but rather to find joy in playing. Whether the opponent is an inexperienced chess player who hasn't completed the star position test or a genius with unparalleled talent like Sweet Dream, Yunshi enjoys playing against them. I too weak. Sweet Dream heard for the first time in her life someone telling her, "You're not strong enough." This kind of logic was completely disregarded by her before this game. All the enemies who thought she wasn't strong enough have already become losers beneath her throne. Only this time did she realize that someone had the right to say those words to her. Not strong enough, this was the first time she discovered that those words were true. In the past, everyone who said those words to her was wrong because they were weaker than her and not qualified to say such things. And now, the opponent standing before her is the only person qualified to say those words to her. I understand. Sweet Dream lifted her head, looking at her opponent with an admiring gaze for the first time. From childhood until now, she had never experienced defeat, and being protected by Amu, the Feather Snake King, it was the first time she looked up to someone. His strength was unfathomable. From the beginning until now, she had never found even a single flaw. You are strong. Stronger than me. Admitting this fact was unimaginable for Sweet Dream, who had always been favored by the goddess of victory. Perhaps, only Yun Shi, who displayed a chess skill that could make Sweet Dream desperate, was worthy of the princess's admiration from the King Tower. Furthermore, her eyes burned with an unyielding flame. The undefeated legend came to an end today. Sweet Dream had imagined her first defeat many times, but never imagined such a crushing defeat. The more she understood the secrets of Starry Sky chess, the more she realized the terrifying nature of the person before her. When she was very young, Amu took her into the world of the Starry Sky, where she observed a fantasy species with a massive body that could wrap around planets from a great distance. At that moment, she felt a shock for the first time. It was the instinct of a small life looking up to the magnificent creature that could dominate the stars. Ouroboros, a legendary fantasy species, was a friend of Amu's, who visited the King Tower. When she was still young and observed that fantasy species for the first time, she instinctively knew that it was an opponent she could never defeat at her current state. Of course, at that time, she had no need to challenge the colossal snake that encircled the stars. It was not her enemy but a friend of Amu's. With Amu's protection, she didn't have to face opponents of that level when she was still weak. Later, as she grew up, she gradually mastered the power that came from being in harmony with Amu, constantly reaching new peaks. Now, even if she were to face Ouroboros, the fantasy species that encircles the stars, again, she would have the confidence to win. The opponent she couldn't defeat when she was young no longer needed to be feared as she grew older. As she stepped onto the throne of the king, she already had the qualifications to challenge all the legend ranks in the realms of the endless gods' domains. However, now she once again felt the same shock she felt when she gazed up at the Starry Sky snake when she was young. In the world of Starry Sky chess, this person was truly too strong, reaching a level that she couldn't even come close to. She couldn't even comprehend how much the other person's gaze, while looking at the Starry Sky chessboard, observed things that she had never understood. This strength, just like the gap between her and Ouroboros when she was young, was completely on a different level. Furthermore, even Amu couldn't protect her this time. The undefeated legend came to an end right here. She had encountered an opponent whom she could never defeat at her current state. Only a king can defeat another king. If this person were to participate in the trial of the King Tower, they could surely become their own archenemy. It is a kind of intuition, an almost certain premonition. Losing to you today was not a coincidence. The sands of the golden hourglass trickled down as Sweet Dream's gaze began to shine again from amidst the ruins. But it was inevitable. This is fate. With a resolute voice, wiping away her tears, the king, forced into a desperate situation, once again raised her nearly broken sword. In her eyes, she saw a dazzling and powerful figure at the center of the endless army, far more radiant and formidable than she was at that moment. In this battle, she lost completely, accepting her defeat wholeheartedly. There was no room for any excuses, and she disdained to seek such justifications. This person was stronger than herself, and that's why they were able to win. She was not on par with him, so she lost, without any other reasons. Today is the first time I've lost. Sweet Dream looked at the intertwined chessboard, seemingly still having the strength to fight, but in reality, all hope had been extinguished. The game seemed to be ongoing, but it was only because the opponent had yet to unleash their strongest attack, maintaining the current state. Just like honoring the king who fought alone until the end, the more powerful king chose to grant her the final dignity. So, she would fight until the end, leaving behind tears, but without any regrets. Stained with blood, that was the king's path to the end. Is that so? Yunshi seemed to hear a sound of something invisible shattering in Sweet Dream's voice. She must be very unwilling. Losing would be heart-wrenching, but it is also proof of growth. Just like each time he fell before the green-skinned hippo in the dark forest, only by breaking through this despair and unease could he surpass his past self. Losing does not mean it's the end, especially for a genius like Sweet Dream, who possesses exceptional talents in Starry Sky chess. It will only make her stronger and stronger. Raising his head, Yunshi looked at the rank list of Star Zone. Cyber Elf Alpha is the only one at 9-star rank. Norn the God of Wisdom is followed closely by the Gem Princess, achieving the 6-star rank. The originally scarce 5-star rank now has a few more names, and the ranks below are also constantly increasing in number. In the months since the Starry Sky chessboard trial was made public, more and more new chess players have come to this world, capturing the mysteries of the starry trajectories. From today onwards, Sweet Dream will also become one of them. With her extraordinary talent, she will surely become a star that astonishes everyone. I will not forget. Oh. Sweet Dream looked at Yunshi with an insatiable gaze, fixating on his figure. In Yunshi's mind, a certain mask suddenly started to vibrate incessantly, surpassing all the students of White Lotus Sword Palace. Like a dark holy grail filled with blood awakening. Like the calamity devouring the heavens and earth resonating in the twilight of the gods. Like a massive legion composed of countless heroes roaring. Ah, those are the response voices from the demons of the outer realm, not just one, but many. The paranormative Vasavartan scroll is being fully activated by Sweet Dream's gaze at this moment. The undefeated princess, guarded by the Feather Snake King since birth, the throne of the king has the qualifications to become the highest offering to the Six Eyes Demon Mask. Her unwillingness, her strong will, and the complex emotions born from her first defeat are becoming the best nourishment for the paranormative Vasavartan scroll. What a sweet taste it is! This is a great offering worthy of the divine. This is a treasure that, since the birth of the paranormative Vasavartan scroll, no heavenly demon mask has ever collected. The strong one from the legend rank, the princess of the King Tower bound to the Feather Snake King, with a heartfelt and fervent longing. You, who defeated me for the first time. I will definitely become stronger and defeat you. A strong obsession is being born. The legendary undefeated myth created by the princess of the King Tower, the glory she has obtained is so brilliant, and the belief born at this moment is equally strong. At this moment, in Sweet Dream's eyes, no one except Yunshi can be seen. Hiss. As if anticipating this, the Feather Snake King bit Yunshi's ear, causing a tingling sensation that made Yunshi's whole body tremble. It seems like something terrible has happened? He was just playing his favorite Starry Sky chess as usual, right? Snap. Like proclaiming its own victory prophecy, Sweet Dream's move became resolute again. The king, bathed in blood, launched a final charge towards its enemy. Even if this charge is destined to fail, leading to death. Thinking too much, Yunshi shook his head and cleverly used his own chess formation to completely quash Sweet Dream's desperate final counterattack. He didn't understand the girl's thoughts. Playing chess, he still had confidence. So, Sweet Dream fell, unable to even touch Yunshi's heels, despite giving it their all and launching a desperate counterattack, not even able to break through the copper walls and iron barriers. like a fragile little rabbit crashing into a towering tree reaching the sky. At the moment the rabbit died, the tearful girl finally tasted the first cup of life's poison. Chapter 894. Falling down. The chess game came to an end. Even though she knew she had no chance of winning, Sweet Dream still attempted to strike back against Yunshi in the end. Unfortunately, the outcome had been decided long before she made that move, or perhaps when she lost in the game of Go Bang. That small counterattack in the end only caused a tiny ripple, completely overwhelmed by the immense weight of Yunshi's strategy. Judging from the board, in fact, Sweet Dream did not lose by much, which perfectly reflected Yunshi's style of play. Except for a few rare games, Yunshi's victories were never too overwhelming. Playing against Yunshi, whether they were beginners from the Stardust Zone or champions from the Star Zone, the games always seemed back and forth, creating a lively atmosphere. So much so that many players with inadequate skills found great enjoyment in their matches, completely oblivious to the fact that they had already lost early on. Yunshi's usual style of play could be described as gentleness like water, winning without contention. Only monsters with tremendous power, like Cyber Elf Alpha, could break the calm surface and forcefully reveal the terrifying iceberg beneath. Sweet Dream possessed terrifying talent, with the potential to grow into a 9th Dan player on par with Cyber Elf Alpha. However, that potential was still just potential and had yet to fully develop. Hiss! Hiss! The Feather Snake King flapped its wings, fiercely biting Yunshi's ear. Its slender, transparent body swayed back and forth, refusing to give up until it killed him. Well, unfortunately, this is the Starry Sky chessboard, so no matter how hard it bites, it only manages to make Yunshi blush a little. Clap! 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 With the end of the game, many onlookers from the Stardust Zone applauded this rare high-quality match. Among them, there were also quite a few voices of disappointment mixed in. Lost, huh? I never thought the newbies these days would be monsters. Don't even mention it. I have to go eat grass for the rest of the month. Who set up this game? This newcomer called Little Cloud is ridiculously strong. Amidst the gloom, only one person had a flushed face and laughed heartily. I told you, I knew this kid would win. I, immortal in the pot, never misjudged a situation. A group of gamblers who had lost their bets looked at the triumphant immortal in the pot and had to admit that when it came to crushing weaker opponents, this person had authority. Hey, immortal, did you forget that you were also crushed miserably? Just now, immortal, you were so scared that you poured yourself a drink by mistake. But today's newcomer is really intimidating. These two can go ahead and apply for the star position test. We can't afford to leave such big fish in the Stardust Zone. Sweet Dream stared at the scattered chessboard, unable to leave for a long time. Every move of this chess game, from the first step to the final move, was firmly imprinted in her mind, etched into her soul. No matter how many times she replayed it in her mind, she couldn't find a way to win. From the opponent's first move of Tian Yuan, to gradually pushing her into a dilemma, and then provoking her strongest strike with feigned defense, everything fell into place effortlessly and calmly. The more she relied on intuition to deduce the game, the more Sweet Dream realized the enormous gap between the two players. Why is this person so powerful? In the world of Starry Sky chess, are there still monsters like this? Did AMU already notice this, hence the anxious attempt to prevent her from playing against this person? Want to play another game? Yunshi tentatively asked Sweet Dream, who seemed unable to accept this outcome. For some reason, whenever he played against Sweet Dream in chess, he always had a familiar feeling. But strangely, this was his first time playing against the legend rank player from the Dark Abyss God's domain. Even the Feather Snake King, who was biting his ear, gave him a warm feeling, as if it were playing with little rabbit Lulu in many cheerful mornings. Wait a moment. Sweet Dream closed her eyes and took a deep breath. Are you afraid? Faced with such a formidable opponent, an opponent almost impossible to defeat. Are you scared because you can't see the dawn of victory, and thus, you hesitate to move forward? I won't allow such a thing. This is the battlefield, the stage she longs for. Before her was the most formidable opponent she had ever encountered in her life, far surpassing the danger level of the starry sky chess's Ouroboros that had once shocked her. In the endless waves of battle, she would continue to fight. This is the roar of a king. Yunshi seemed to hear the roar coming from Sweet Dream. Sword broken, arrows shattered, the princess of the throne of the king continued to move forward, challenging even stronger kings. It's so incredible, even in pain, sacrifice, and bloodshed, the fight continues, with unwavering expectations. Fists and blades clash, hammers resonate, shields strike, and battle cries fill the air. Anger and hatred collide, unyielding vows, pain and blades, this is the soul of a warrior on the battlefield. It's the kiss that awakens the sleeping princess. It's a greater romance than the greatest magic books in the world. It's the alarm clock that wakes up the princess of the King Tower. Just like heroes, just like legends, just like myths. The six-eyes demon mask in Yunshi's mind greedily absorbed the emotions emanating from Sweet Dream. Together with the emotions collected from the students of the White Lotus Sword Palace, Yunshi, as the incarnate of emotions, completed an achievement that countless monks had failed to achieve before. After all, how could the emotions gained from cutting off karmic entanglements and leading those with karmic entanglements into the Buddhist realm compare with Yunshi personally entering the scene, directly facing the power of emotions, and even willingly embracing them? This is truly a case of, if I don't enter hell, who will? Second round. Third round. Fourth round. Fifth round. Losing every round, and losing in a way that left her speechless. Even though she exerted all her strength and could even feel her chess skills continuously improving, Sweet Dream was unable to find a way to win. No, not only that, the more she played chess with Yunshi, the more she felt the terrifying aspects of her opponent. Just as the higher one stands, the more they can see the vastness of the earth beneath them. After her chess skills improved, she not only couldn't find a way to win, but she couldn't even figure out how to win. By the 8th round, Sweet Dream's eyes were already filled with confusion, wearing a completely desolate expression. The only thing supporting her to continue playing chess was a single obsession, a fantasy. No matter what, she wanted to win a round. Just one round, that's all. Just like a certain electronic elf who was desperately building a planet quantum computer system to achieve this goal, just like the goddess triplets who unsealed the ancient god weapons of the Dusk Age, she was like a princess who tirelessly collected all sorts of stardust gems. Playing chess with Yunshi was addictive. The more she was abused, the more she wanted to win, regardless of the cost, regardless of the means. So, after 10 rounds, Sweet Dream fell. Chapter 895, The Voice of Heavenly Demon Exhausted in Body and Mind. No one has ever played 10 consecutive rounds with Yunshi, not even Cyber Elf Alpha has accomplished this feat relying on the pride of being the princess of the throne of the king and her unwavering belief. Sweet Dream stubbornly played all the way to the 10th round, before completely exhausting her energy and falling down. Just like Cyber Elf Alpha, who once overclocked to the point where over a third of the planet's quantum computer systems almost overheated and became scrap, Sweet Dream had lost to the point of losing consciousness. Hiss! Feather Snake King, who had long anticipated this outcome, glared fiercely at Yunshi and swiped his tail across his face before quickly taking the dizzy Sweet Dream and leaving the world of the starry sky chessboard. Ah! I held back a bit. Yunshi felt a bit embarrassed as he looked at Sweet Dream, who had fallen into unconsciousness while playing against him. He really held back, except for the first round. He gradually reduced the pressure on Sweet Dream, and even began actively guiding her to make moves. But Sweet Dream clearly didn't appreciate it at all, always having a look of "I will resist to the end," and constantly using the most aggressive methods to try to gain an advantage. In the 10 rounds, Yunxi won the Guess the First Move game 9 times, using his expertise in the Tianyuan opening to guide Sweet Dream in her gameplay. Only the previous round was the first time Sweet Dream had taken the first move. Perhaps, this was also the reason for her excessive excitement and gambling everything. Unfortunately, she was too happy too early. Starting with Tianyuan is just a habit, a hobby of Yunxi's, because taking the initiative allows him to calmly unfold his grand strategy. Yunxi playing as the second player, on the contrary, becomes more proactive and aggressive. The round where Sweet Dream fainted was because Yunxi's counterattack from a local position completely cut off her way out, causing her to fall into unprecedented self-doubt and ultimately collapsing due to excessive mental exhaustion. Poor girl, she was tortured too miserably. I suspect who exactly is torturing the rookies. Even the experts couldn't come up with such a move. Is this little cloud really from our Stardust Zone? After watching 10 high-quality games in a row, and especially after the appearance of a blood-spitting round, the people around finally started to doubt the true identity of Little Cloud. This level appearing in the Stardust Zone is simply like a big demon king in the beginner area. In the past 10 rounds, they honestly admitted to themselves that whoever went up would lose, and lose without any temper. Especially for those senior players who have participated in the Starry Sky chessboard test for a long time, their own chess skills may not be great, but their ability to appreciate the game is top-notch. Sweet Dream's talent, in their eyes, is already astonishing and can be called an unparalleled genius. And the Little Cloud, who easily overwhelmed Sweet Dream without a fuss, his chess ability has reached an extraordinary level. All we can say is, can't understand, completely clueless. This Tianyuan opening has quite the demeanor of the chess saint. It seems that the Starry Sky chessboard has gained another expert. Little brother, are you willing to guide me for a fee? The price can be negotiated. After Sweet Dream was defeated and taken away by Feather Snake King, a crowd quickly gathered in front of Yunxi's chessboard. In the world of the Starry Sky chessboard, regardless of race or identity, everyone here is addicted to playing Starry Sky chess, just like the legend rank players like Immortal in the Pot who wander in the Stardust Zone all day long. At the legend rank level, wanting to advance further is truly difficult as climbing to the heavens. The leap from the 7th rank to the 8th rank often requires the accumulation of millions of years, and as for the 9th rank, known as the Throne of the Peak, there has been no birth for thousands of years. The trials of the Starry Sky chessboard are the highest level trials that are beneficial even for the few strong players at the legend rank within the 7 towers. For these legend rank players, the Starry Sky chessboard is their ultimate paradise, and calling it a heavenly realm would not be an exaggeration. In just 1 month since the start of the trials of the Starry Sky chessboard within the 7 towers, the number of legend rank players who came here to play has exceeded 3 digits, and this number keeps expanding like bamboo shoots after the rain, showing an endless trend. To put it bluntly, aside from the Battle Gods Championship contest, this place has become the gathering ground for the highest number of legend rank beings, a true stage for the gods. Those who can make a name for themselves here can obtain everything overnight. God weapons, wealth, glory, power, for the gods, fantasy species, and true beings situated at the peak of the endless gods' domains pyramid, none of these are a problem. The mysteries of the Starry Sky chess captivate them, and chess players immerse themselves in it like the Immortal in the Pot. In other words, they are addicted to playing chess. If possible, Yunxi would also love to continue playing chess. He originally planned to go to the Star Zone later and play a few more games with Cyber Elf Alpha and Norn the God of Wisdom. However, the Six Eyes Demon Mask, which constantly emits flashes within his soul, tells him to hurry back now. He has successfully cultivated the introductory stage of the Paranormata Vasavartan scroll. Sorry, I have to go back. After rejecting a bunch of legendary rank experts from all over, Yunshi hurriedly left the Sky Tower. Little Cloud, this name has also begun to circulate in the Stardust Zone. Not long after, Sweet Dream returned with the Feather Snake King and found that Little Cloud was not present. In her anger, she slaughtered the Stardust Zone, causing a horrific scene of rivers of blood. On that day, all the chess players in the Stardust Zone felt the terror emanating from Sweet Dream. Afterwards, Sweet Dream repeatedly tormented and overwhelmed all the chess players in the Stardust Zone, over and over again. It was only when all the chess players in the Stardust Zone surrendered in tears that she entered the Star Position Testing Zone and headed to the Higher Star Zone. Of course, Yunshi had no idea about any of this. Goodbye. Suppressing the tremors in his soul, Yunshi bid farewell to Lilibet, the guardian of the Sky Tower. If it wasn't for the restlessness of the six-eyed heavenly demon, how much he would have liked to stay and chat with her. Remember, come play chess in the tower more often. The Sky Tower needs your strength. Remember, the Sky Tower will always be your support, no matter when. Lilibet gently placed the Azure Divine Sword on Yunshi's forehead, granting him a blessing from the Sky Tower. A cold yet comforting breath made Yunshi slightly more awake. At this moment, his ears were filled with the murmurs of the heavenly demon. Those were the whispers emitted by the demons of the outer realm summoned by the Paranirmata Vasavartan scroll, echoes from the starry sky of the other shore. Moreover, unlike the typical phenomenon of cultivation with the introductory stage of the Paranirmata Vasavartan scroll, it wasn't just one heavenly demon responding to Yunshi's voice, but a group of them. Chapter 896, Enchantress, Bam. Bam! Bam! Yunshi almost fled in panic from the Sky Tower and opened his eyes in his own room. On his bed, there were Mayor, the little golden-haired dog, and the three-member Starling team, with 4 dogs piled on top of each other like a small blanket, sleeping soundly. Usually, Yunshi would pick up a few of them, smelling the fragrance on their bodies, but this time, in his haste to return from the Sky Tower, he didn't even have a chance to hold them before he found himself in a strange scene. Buddha said, "Form is emptiness, emptiness is form." The heavenly demon said that there is no distance in the world as seen through their eyes. They exist, yet they do not exist. They are in the distance, at the end of another world, and also by your side. All things in the world can become Buddha or demon. The heavenly demon is such an omnipresent existence, born from the response to countless desires and emotions, a great calamity. The six-eyes demon mask that Yunshi possesses, after absorbing enough power of desires and emotions, becomes a beacon, attracting these heavenly demons from the outer realm. What he sees now is both real and illusory, both reality and fantasy. The heavenly demon is a creature that exists between reality and illusion, causing countless cultivators to go mad and become possessed. Those who cultivate the Paranirmata Vasavartan scroll can perceive the heavenly demon. However, the number of heavenly demons attracted by the six-eyes demon mask forged by Yunshi far exceeds imagination. Those monks, who painstakingly sever karmic ties and cultivate the power of desires and emotions after leading people into Buddhism, are simply incomparable to the power of desires and emotions that Yunshi has been tainted and entangled with. He himself probably doesn't even know that his six-eyes demon mask has already attracted the attention of countless demons of the outer realm before it has been fully forged. When he stepped into the Sky Tower, using the King Tower's Princess Sweet Dream as the final sacrifice, offering the endless battles, obsessions, and burning desires to the six-eyes demon mask, its allure to the heavenly demons longing for the power of desires has reached an unprecedented level. For the heavenly demons who feed on the power of desires and emotions, this is the ultimate delicacy. The mask of the six-eyed heavenly demon appeared on Yunshi's face, and he finally saw the heavenly demon as he had wished. It was a dark figure that initially seemed somewhat blurred, coming with a peculiar dance. Alalai! Like silver pearls falling from a jade plate, pure and cheerful, getting closer and closer, suddenly a pair of beautiful white long legs emerged from the black mist, followed by a slowly emerging bright red pleated skirt. The peerless enchantress has made her appearance. She looked at Yunxi with a smiling gaze, her fiery eyes full of expectation, taller than him by a head and with a figure exceeding 1.9 meters. The three-dimensional facial features exuded a sculptural beauty, with eyes like finely painted phoenixes, a clear contrast between black and white. There was no trace of the ordinary woman's shyness on her face, her gaze bold and fiery. With a tall and straight nose, plump red lips, she possessed a stunning and magnificent allure that was breathtaking. With a queen-like temperament, just standing there emitted an enchanting aura that made people's faces flush and hearts pound. That was one of the most common incarnations in the heavenly demon realm, the mesmerizing enchantress. Her ample bosom stood high and firm, full and voluptuous. The garment revealed her pristine waist, adorned with a fiery red pleated skirt. The two ends of the skirt were tied on the side of her waist, forming a bow, and one side of the pleated skirt was separated, revealing her snow-white, beautifully elongated legs. On the outer side of her thighs, there were paired red butterfly tattoos, with the wings of the butterflies nestled in her fair skin. Intricate and elaborate patterns adorned them, winding around her plump thighs, extending all the way to the inner thighs, accentuating their snow-white beauty and roundness. There was a mischievous smile in her eyes, and her face was filled with a tender sweetness that dazzled Yunxi. Lifting the hem of her own dress, Enchantress spun around, her rounded buttocks rising and her lifted skirt revealing almost snow-white buttocks, before starting to dance. Enchantress' dance moves were passionate and unrestrained, filled with a heart-stirring power. In the misty haze, Enchantress's snowy complexion, fiery red attire, slightly flushed cheeks, and captivating eyes emitted a seductive radiance. Just a simple slow lifting of her knee, as her sleek and beautiful legs emerged from between the skirt's hem, it captivated people's hearts, rendering them unable to break free. As she raised her arms and her pure white bare feet touched the ground, her entire being began to spin. The unfurled red skirt resembled a blooming peony as it revolved around Yunxi. Her dance moves were incredibly intricate as she spun around like a dancing flower, unfolding around Yunxi, gradually approaching his body. Her full bosom moved in dazzling curves, and her slender and supple body seemed like a swaying vine, clinging to Yunxi's body. Yunxi swallowed nervously, realizing that his body was heating up, seemingly emitting a pleasant scent. Unconsciously, he reached out and embraced Enchantress around her waist. Enchantress smiled faintly, her gaze shifting as her entire body pressed against Yunxi. Her smooth waist arched backward, and her beautiful jade legs lifted, resting her exquisite jade feet on Yunxi's shoulder. Although he had never danced like this before, Yunxi quickly learned how to coordinate with Enchantress. Their bodies almost completely merged together. Like a perfectly paired bow and arrow. Like dancing flowers and leaves. The red flames burned passionately, while Enchantress's fair and tender skin seemed as if she had just taken a milk bath, emanating an exceptionally delightful fragrance that made people's mouths water. Her cute little belly pressed against Yunxi's body, her fair and tender buttocks lifted round and high, her legs white, beautiful, and shapely. The supple and slender waist twisted like a water snake, making their dance more and more in sync. It wasn't until their lips met that Yunxi realized how soul-stirring and bone-melting heavenly demon's kiss was. Her tongue was more nimble than any woman Yunxi had ever kissed. She took him into her hot little mouth, gently sucking, nibbling, swirling, and teasing him, causing his whole body to tremble. Waves of pleasure rushed to his brain, making him breathe heavily. Her eyes were clear and affectionate. When she opened her small mouth and took Yunxi's tongue into her tender, rosy lips, there was an indescribable sense of satisfaction. A thrilling and pleasurable sensation spread to the marrow, causing Yunxi to suck in a breath of cool air. This small yet skillful, tender, and smooth tongue that sucked on him felt like it was drawing his soul into a state of incredible comfort. Enchantress started gently, softly moving her tongue, licking and teasing. That fragrant, smooth, and tender little tongue was so gentle and soft. Enchantress's kisses were on a completely different level compared to any woman Yunshi had ever encountered before, as if she were naturally adorned with an aura of seduction. Just the physical contact at the level of kissing alone made Yunshi's whole body feel like it was on fire, with every pore on his body wide open. As her fragrant tongue moved, gasping sounds accompanied her swallowing, perfectly matching the rhythm. It stimulated Yunshi's body, and the two of them emitted cute sounds like oh and ah, along with the adorable sound of pafu-pafu. Gradually, Enchantress also began to enjoy the hot, fiery rhythm. She showed a joyful expression, closing her bright eyes, and her long eyelashes trembled, which was incredibly captivating. Her adorable little nose started to breathe heavily and urgently, panting gently like an orchid. Her flushed and beautiful pink cheeks were filled with shyness. Her slightly parted cherry blossom-like lips couldn't help but let out a soft, charming moan like waves of electric currents were causing a tingling sensation. Ah. E. Yeah. Yeah. After their first kiss ended, Enchantress's flushed face was filled with contented joy. Her beautiful eyes were filled with affectionate gaze as she looked at Yunshi. After meeting Yunshi's gaze, she shyly closed her eyes. Her high and exquisite nose had a little sweat on it, and her tempting lips were slightly panting. Her breath was fragrant, emitting a faint scent. Moving down, her fair and delicate skin had a pink tint due to excitement. Her tender skin was as delicate as a blown flower. Her breast stood tall and proud, with a flat stomach devoid of any excess fat. In the middle was a cute, shallow belly button. A pair of slender and elastic jade feet gently closed together. Although she was slightly taller than Yunshi, Enchantress gave off an aura of being fragile and dependent, like a little bird. Her soft and flowing long hair cascaded naturally over her fragrant shoulders. Her delicate eyebrows slightly closed in shyness, while her straight nose supported a beautiful and refined nose. Her pure white cheeks blushed slightly, and her pale red lips gently closed, as if anticipating something. What is your name? Yunshi's mind went blank. Even with the experience of millions of brides, he felt overwhelmed by the presence of the extraordinary Enchantress. Enchantress, as an incarnation of a heavenly demon, is completely different from normal human females. Every strand of their hair seems to be born to entice males. Enchantress sweetly smiled, kissed Yunshi's ear, and then moved downward, continuously kissing, occasionally teasing with her tongue, igniting the blazing flames within Yunshi's body. During this process, Enchantress's figure became more and more vivid. Her fair and tender face was flushed, incredibly enchanting. Her cherry-like small mouth was half open, half closed, and her white jade orbs pressed against Yunshi's body, squeezing his vigorous physique. Under the red dress, her snow-white flawless skin was as smooth and delicate as white jade, tender and delicate to the touch. As she bit into Yunshi's chest, her swan-like elegant and fair neck, her round and polished delicately carved shoulders, and her slender waist that could barely be grasped all pressed against Yunshi. Those slender and graceful snow-white legs, which stood with elegance, were far from being well-behaved, always quietly pressing against certain parts of Yunshi. Yunshi even had a feeling that the red dress worn by Enchantress seemed to be becoming transparent in his eyes. Amidst the faintly visible red, two trembling and shy cherry red dots were swaying on top of glistening and snowy, soft and plump peaks. The delicate and alluring Enchantress, a heavenly demon who seemingly emitted the aura of a pure beauty, didn't know why she blushed at the mere gaze of Yunshi, making her ears turn red and her delicate chin blush. Her snow-white flawless and stunning jade-like body, shyly beautiful like a blooming red rose, was perfect in every way. This is going to be a disaster. The temptation mentioned in the Paranormative Vasavartan scroll is unexpectedly terrifying. Yunshi still retained a portion of his consciousness, but this remaining consciousness was utterly futile in resisting the temptation of the heavenly demon at this moment. Ah! Oh! Join me in doing joyful things. It's extremely pleasurable, let's become one. It's wonderfully blissful, making you forget all troubles. Just close your eyes, don't think about anything, and you will see a world of bliss. Enchantress chuckled and her affectionate and captivating gaze almost melted Yunshi. Meanwhile, her actions were completely contradictory. Don't know when the fog appeared on the bed, her slender and delicate body wrapped in red gauze looked so charming, seemingly helpless and anxious as if filled with timidity towards the imminent storm. The two extreme behaviors, on the contrary, heightened the stimulation. Her pitiful and captivating eyes tightly closed, like a helpless little lamb lying quietly on the spacious, pristine and soft bedding. However, that snow-white little hand quietly guided Yunshi's hand, moving towards the alluring and erect snow peaks veiled by gauze, revealing an adorable and enticing blush as it approached the barely clothed body. When Yunshi's hand finally touched the holy and plump snowy peaks beneath the thin gauze, it felt like touching a precious porcelain, as if it would break with just a slight carelessness. A barely audible soft moan, still so clear in the tense and stifling stillness of the mist-filled air. Like a virgin being violated for the first time, when the pristine and erect peaks were touched by a male hand, it felt as if an irresistible storm was finally arriving. Enchantress couldn't help but unconsciously moan, a hint of bashful blush swiftly appearing on her delicate cheeks. As soon as Yunshi touched the tender and plump jade peaks, the sensation of their supple softness almost turned into a melting touch. It made Yunshi tremble all over, their trembling and towering purity lingering in a way that made it hard to let go. Even though there was a layer of red gauze in between, one could still clearly feel the unmatched tenderness of the snowy peaks in their hand. If it felt like this through a mere layer of gauze, how delicate and smooth would it be to directly touch and caress that tender, supple and pure snow-capped peak. As the fingertips moved upward, they touched the elegantly straight swan-like jade neck, the snow-white, sparkling and smooth jade skin, the seductive and silky collarbone, and the round and delicate fragrant shoulder. Just like crafting a doll, Yunshi's fingertips traced the stunning curves of Enchantress. Enchantress's extremely delicate figure emitted an adorable and captivating sound as Yunshi's fingertips moved, like a musical instrument being played, producing the enchanting melody of the heavenly demon. Quietly, the thin gauze that barely covered her body, as if non-existent, slowly fell off from the snowy, breathtakingly beautiful and tender body. A blush, irresistible and intoxicating, quickly spread across the bashful and flawless snowy body of the shy enchantress. After the gauze was shed, the stunning and heart-stoppingly white jade body appeared before Yunshi without any concealment. The melody of the heavenly demon instantly reached its climax. Enchantress's eyes slightly betrayed a hint of anxiety as she looked at Yunshi. Her snowy delicate body trembled incessantly, as if enduring something. Chapter 897, Saint Demon. Yunshi was completely immersed in the sound of the heavenly demon played by the enchantress. He instinctively felt that this music was extremely beneficial for him. Ordinary humans, upon hearing the enchanting and bone-chilling sound of the heavenly demon, would instantly lose their sanity and be captured by the heavenly demon's spell. Even the pure-hearted monks with 6 roots of purity had succumbed to the sound of the heavenly demon played by the enchantress. The Paranormative Vasavartan scroll explicitly warned about the dangers in this area, fearing that those who practiced this Buddhist scripture would lack firm determination and become playthings of the heavenly demon. This is also why the Paranormative Vasavartan scroll does not allow ordinary Buddhist disciples to practice it. Without unwavering determination and unshakable composure in the face of overwhelming challenges, practicing the Paranormata Vasavartan scroll would inevitably lead to death. Throughout the ages, Buddhist monks have only opened the Paranormata Vasavartan scroll when they reached a stage in their Buddhist practice where there were no further advances to be made and embraced the determination that failure would mean martyrdom. Yunshi was different from that. It could be said that he was in perfect harmony with the heavenly demon, both physically and spiritually. In the enchanting realm unfolded by the heavenly demon, Yunshi easily entered the rhythm of the heavenly demon, to the extent that it could be said that he even made the heavenly demon delighted. Smelling the scent emanating from Yunshi, the enchantress almost salivated. The heavenly demon possessed infinite incarnations, and she was just one of them. If she could devour Yunshi's essence, she would definitely be able to grow to a stronger level. The problem was, there were too many competitors who wanted to devour Yunshi's deliciousness. Gah! Just as the enchantress was using her seductive techniques on Yunshi, entwined in a deep kiss, the enchantress suddenly felt a chilling sensation and showed an expression of immense pain. The second heavenly demon descended. This was a more powerful and terrifying heavenly demon than the enchantress. The demons of the outer realm also had different ranks. The enchantress belonged to the seduction side of the heavenly demon, adept at manipulating people's hearts and enjoyed being intimate with them. It was the most common type of heavenly demon. However, at this moment, the probability of the descending heavenly demon appearing was much rarer than that of the enchantress. Yunshi noticed that the aura emanating from the heavenly demon in his embrace suddenly took a complete 180-degree turn. It was a sacred and inviolable aura, akin to the winter's snow and the northern lights. It completely lacked the seductive aura of the enchantress from before. White snow crystals twirled in the air, and the enchantress, who was originally dressed in red gauze, disappeared. In her place was a young girl wearing a sacred white crown, with silver ribbons floating around her. "Are you, my master?" The young girl with a cold temperament in her eyes was filled with indifference, like an eternal ice mountain in the world of snow and ice. Even though only a few silver ribbons covered the important parts of her body, the icy and smooth skin, the snow-white legs pressed against Yunshi, and the intense contrast still captivated Yunshi. "You are..." Yunshi's heart continued to race. "Is this also a heavenly demon? Why is it so different from the heavenly demon in his impression? Don't compare me to the enchantress." The heavenly demon with a crown looked coldly at Yunshi, with a hint of jealousy in her icy pupils. "I am a higher-ranking saint demon." Heavenly demons are a high-ranking species that only appear under extremely special circumstances, a higher level of heavenly demon that combines divine power. Their distinctive feature is the third eye on their forehead. The celestial eye of Buddhism is the innate talent of the saint demon. Their power is so strong that it surpasses the limitations of the heavenly demon race, allowing them to manifest their spiritual power and traverse the vast world. No one who witnesses their form would doubt that they are demonic beings, but instead regard them as divine creatures. The saint demon's appearance alone can trigger a great calamity. Those who possess the celestial eye often walk among the endless gods' domains as representatives of the gods. In a sense, they are not simply heavenly demons, but beings with a broader perspective. The probability of their appearance is so small that it can be ignored. Following the normal process of creating a six-eyed heavenly demon with the Paranormata Vasavartan scroll, it is impossible to summon them. They are the incarnations of heavenly demons that appear in the Age of Calamity in response to the River of Destiny, often choosing death to create greater ripples in the River of Destiny. Saint Demon. At this stage of the development, Yunshi felt that there was something wrong with the Paranormata Vasavartan scroll he had been cultivating. There is no information about Saint Demon recorded in the Paranormata Vasavartan scroll. This is natural because this is not a heavenly demon that can be summoned by the Paranormata Vasavartan scroll, but a higher-ranking heavenly demon that walks in the rivers of destiny and time. Those who possess the power of the celestial eye will not respond to the summoning of the Paranirmata Vasavartan scroll. Ordinary Buddhist monks who cultivate the Paranirmata Vasavartan scroll cannot create heavenly demon masks worthy of summoning a saint demon. Hurry, make a contract with me. The girl with the name of Saint Demon, who even possessed an exclusive god weapon, anxiously grabbed Yunshi's hand, who still didn't know what was happening. The silver ribbon swayed, revealing two small blushes. Compared to the tall and slender enchantress just now, Saint Demon's figure was much smaller and exceptionally light. Is there more? Just as Yunshi grabbed Saint Demon's small hand, he felt the change in the heavenly demon aura once again. It was a chilling scent of blood. It was a familiar and berserk power. Powerful, extraordinarily pure power, unbridled. How could it be this guy? Saint Demon gritted her teeth and tightly grabbed Yunshi's hand. Just one step, just one step. In the next second, an immense black aura erupted from Saint Demon, and a blurry figure opened its eyes, staring at the bewildered Yunshi. Enchantress represents temptation. Saint Demon represents fate. While this heavenly demon's attribute is even more pure, it is the absolute power. She is the epitome of demons. She is the ruler entwined with endless slaughter and a bloody aura. Among all the demons of the outer realm, Asura is the most addicted to slaughter. It is on par with Saint Demon, but the killing intent of this heavenly demon is 1,000 times more brutal than Saint Demon. When Yunshi saw her, it was as if he saw a combination of Sweet Dream and Hua Hua. Swords shatter, arrows break, blood stains the earth, flowing endlessly. Even in pain, sacrifice, bloodshed, the battle never stops, the expectation never ceases. Fists and blades clash, iron hammers roar, shields strike, and there are screams of battle. The collision of anger and resentment, unwavering vows, pain and blades, only slaughter can end everything. That is the kiss that awakens the sleeping princess. That is a romance greater than the greatest magic book in the world. Like a hero, like a legend, like a myth. Chapter 898, Asura Battle, Endless Battle. In the vast world, heavenly demons are born in response to the billions of emotions in the world, reflecting the image of the Dashang world. Those who crave desire see the enchantment of countless enchantresses. Those who seek redemption see the embodiment of sacredness and hope in Saint Demon. Those who crave slaughter will witness the descent of Asura, representing never-ending warfare. A regular Paranirmata Vasavartan scroll will only attract heavenly demons like Enchantress. Buddhist monks who cultivate this sutra refine their divine sense by surpassing the temptation of Enchantress and facing the heavenly demon's voice of the Enchantress. If they pass, they can progress further and see my ultimate form. If they fail to pass, they will perish and never be reincarnated in countless kalpas. Just like Saint Demon, Asura, as the upper class among the demons of the outer realm, will never respond to the summoning of the Paranirmata Vasavartan scroll. Those monks won't even get a chance to meet them. Throughout the generations, Buddhist monks who practice the Paranirmata Vasavartan scroll have never been able to capture the attention of upper-class heavenly demons. Only enchantresses are particularly interested in high-ranking monks and always come to tempt these great monks to fall. The six-eyes demon mask forged by Yunshi combines the emotions of twin witches, Hua Hua, the Starwings Knights, and the Princess of the King Tower to create a heavenly demon symbol, achieving an unimaginable miracle. Not only were numerous enchantresses attracted to it, even the upper-class heavenly demons like Saint Demon and Asura couldn't resist the temptation of this symbol. How many people do you want me to kill? Asura, who forcefully took the position away from Saint Demon, confidently asked Yunshi. That's not necessary. Yunshi, with a bewildered expression, looked at the Asura heavenly demon that responded to his summons. Why is the heavenly demon he summoned so different from what was recorded in the Paranirmata Vasavartan scroll? This is already the third one, but besides the first enchantress which matched the records, the rest simply do not exist in the records of the Paranormative Vasavartan scroll. What is Saint Demon? What is Azura? It seems like there's more. If people are killed, they will die. Only through death can it truly end. Azura licked her lips, her figure no less inferior to Enchantress. However, unlike Enchantress' delicate and fragile body, every part of Azura's body exuded strength. The closest figure that Yunshi could think of was his teacher, Cassina the battle god. The naked body of Azura, with no traces of excess flesh, long and beautiful legs, a body adorned with battle marks, and a chest that will never sag. If combat power were calculated based on chest, she would probably rank second, just below Enchantress who excels in seduction. There are no ugly heavenly demons. Even Azura, who walks the path of slaughter, is still so beautiful and captivating. However, beneath that beauty lies a deadly crisis. Choose me, or else I'll kill you. Azura grabbed Yunshi's neck, her expression saying, "If I can't have you, I'll destroy you." She's serious. If she can't have something, then nobody else can either. Such strong possessiveness is also one of Azura's characteristics. Wait a moment. Yunshi was almost out of breath. The Paranormative Vasavartan scroll wasn't wrong. Summoning heavenly demons is really dangerous. Do you have any complaints about me? I am the strongest heavenly demon in terms of combat power. Azura's eyes became even more fierce. Only through slaughter can Azura be satisfied. Only the most insane obsession can attract the manifestation of Azura. Only a battlefield full of corpses and blood can draw Azura's attention. Azura is a heavenly demon born for warfare. Unlike Enchantress, who always appears in a beautiful seductress manner, and Saint Demon, who appears as a savior, Azura never cares about others' opinions. When they descend, they are bound to bring bloodshed and chaos. In terms of combat power, they are undoubtedly the strongest heavenly demons, monstrous beings at the pinnacle of the heavenly demon hierarchy pyramid. The only flaw is that they mostly lack intelligence and rely solely on brute force. They are the types with a natural maximum combat power of 999 but intelligence capped at 50. Cough, cough. Yunshi helplessly watched Azura about to go berserk. "Miss, my neck is being choked by you. How can I answer? If this goes on, I'll suffocate. It seems, you don't want to form a contract with me." Azura, whose combat power is off the charts but lacks a bit in intelligence, became furious. "It's rare to find a suitable contract partner. How could I let go so easily? Anyone who dares to snatch things from Azura will pay with their lives. Even if I have to use force, I will form a contract." Azura, not being the brightest, saw no other solution. Forcefully pushing ahead. "Let's make the best of what's available." As the saying goes, Azura grabbed Yunshi's face, leaving no chance for Yunshi to catch their breath, and kissed assertively. Really domineering, it's like forcibly shoving their tongue into Yunshi's mouth and stirring it around. This Azura really doesn't know how to be romantic. From the void, came the contemptuous voice of the Enchantress, who had once been one step away from success. To form a contract with a heavenly demon, the other party must willingly kiss and initiate the contract. Only Azura, with their foolish mind, could come up with such a plan. If forming a contract is as simple as kissing, then why would Enchantress need to spend so much time creating an atmosphere? That's why I say Azura are all fools. From the void, the cold-eyed Saint Demon also voiced their opinion. Compared to Azura, who act recklessly when they can't get what they want, the Saint Demons have always used their personal charm to influence others, even willing to sacrifice their own lives to change the course of destiny. Therefore, the Saint Demons are also known as the most unheavenly demon-like heavenly demons. Struggling against Azura's forceful advances, Yunshi gradually yielded, their body growing softer. He had never encountered such a strong-willed woman before, and that overwhelmingly dominant attitude seemed to possess a unique charm. It seems to be working, could it be? Enchantress looked in astonishment at Azura, who had captured Yunshi's tongue and seemed to be on the verge of success. It's possible, this summoned one must have a hidden attribute that makes them fall for being pushed down. Why else would they accept it when being dominated so violently? If she had known they liked this position, she could have done it too. Enchantress is a heavenly demon skilled in all positions, capable of manifesting any attribute. She's getting ahead of herself. Saint Demon made a prediction. This time, it's not just Enchantress, Saint Demon, and Azura, but they are the outstanding individuals from their respective races, which is why they suppressed the other heavenly demons of their kind and became the representatives to interact with this extraordinary summoner. In response to the myriad thoughts and emotions of the vast world, the demons of the outer realm were born, possessing a unique form of existence beyond human imagination. The superior breed of the heavenly demons includes not only the Saint Demon and Azura. Chapter 899, the final one in the heavenly demon illusion. Azura took control one after another in a relentless manner, like a fierce beast sinking its teeth into its prey, firmly gripping Yunshi's tongue and refusing to let go. Hey, this Azura is going too far. This is clearly the tactic of our Enchantress. As the largest population in the heavenly demon race and possessing strength comparable to the Saint Demon, Azura's unmatched Enchantress counterpart, even the stoic Azura couldn't help but find it awe-inspiring. It's baffling how effective it is, considering Azura has no finesse at all and simply relies on brute force. As the unparalleled powerhouse among enchantresses, her methods perfectly embody the deadly allure of an enchantress. What right does a brute like Azura, who only knows violence, have to steal the limelight? Furthermore, she seems to be enjoying it. Could it be that she has discovered that secret too? Something doesn't seem right. Even the Saint Demon, who has had the least physical contact with Yunshi, instinctively sensed that something was amiss. Azura, with her dense mindset, could never possess such talent in the realm of intimacy. Perhaps the act of taking the initiative in the kiss is the best strategy she can come up with. Then why do they seem to be gradually getting into a good rhythm now? Previously, the success of the Enchantress could be attributed to her talent, but now, something seems off with Azura. Don't think that enchantresses, being the most common population in the heavenly demon race, are weak. Precisely because enchantresses have the largest numbers among the heavenly demon race, even if the probability of producing elites is small, the total number is in no way inferior to the Saint Demon or the superior race like Azura. In reality, in terms of absolute power within the heavenly demon race, the Enchantress ranks second only to that race. Azura gradually realized that she was starting to feel strange. Her originally aggressive tongue was gradually controlled by Yunshi, entwined and supped upon, a remarkable sensation that Azura, a battle-focused heavenly demon, had never experienced before. A sensation as if her body was melting. From fingertips to toes, her whole body emitted sounds of pleasure, trembling incessantly. Convulsions, spasms, like the most frenzied of killing on the battlefield, like endless shocks. This kiss is intoxicating. It is a virus that not even the heavenly demon immune to all poisons can resist, a power that even Azura, immersed in slaughter and bloodshed, is intoxicated by. Contract. Complete the contract quickly. The remaining shreds of rationality in Azura's mind remind her that she must swiftly complete the contract in which she takes the lead. Pressing her hands against Yunshi's shoulders, Azura breaks free from the magical deep kiss, taking large gasps for breath. On the other side, Yunshi's face is flushed as she continues to pant. This kiss is just too exhilarating. Azura had absolutely no kissing technique, but that wild and impulsive inexperience actually gave Yunxi a taste she had never experienced before. Perhaps, making a contract with this heavenly demon wouldn't be a problem either. Regardless of physique, charm or combat prowess, she was top-notch, bearing some similarities to Cassina the battle god. Ha. Azura pressed his forehead, trying to suppress the surging and overwhelming pleasure within his heart. It has never been this terrible before. This human's kiss must be poisonous. Make a contract with me. Azura wiped the saliva from his mouth, once again proposing a contract. Wait a moment. I'll get ready. Yunxi wasn't particularly dissatisfied with Azura, and the same applied to Enchantress and Saint Demon. His purpose in cultivating the paranormative Vasavartan scroll was solely to summon a heavenly demon. He was completely ignorant of the classification of heavenly demons. At this rate, she's going to succeed. Damn it, give me a few more minutes, and I can do it too. It's all your fault, now he's going to make a contract with this idiot. Enchantress, who was once on the verge of success but was interrupted by Saint Demon, felt angry, akin to watching a cooked duck fly away. She won't succeed. Saint Demon's voice echoed faintly in the void. Haven't you noticed yet? The other similar beings around have all disappeared. Ha! Enchantress finally noticed this phenomenon after Saint Demon mentioned it. Originally, numerous Enchantress beings crowded around Yunxi, waiting for an opportunity to approach and tempt him. But now, they had all vanished without a trace. Now, only she, Saint Demon, and Azura remained as the three upper-level heavenly demons. That's right, Enchantress herself was also an upper-level heavenly demon. She was the royal family within the Enchantress population, and this was her first time capturing prey. Otherwise, she wouldn't have the ability to snatch Yunxi before Saint Demon and Azura. She was only one step away from completing the contract with him. At this moment, the three heavenly demons surrounding Yunxi were evenly matched in power, leading to a scene where they took turns to capture him. Could it be? It was almost self-evident that if it could make the weaker heavenly demons retreat without even considering competition, the answer was clear. In the void, there began a faint thread of soul aura weaving together. Those were threads that constituted the principles of all things, coming from an unknown distance, perhaps even from beyond the endless god's domains. White and black threads wove into a bundle, eventually forming the silhouette of a human figure. Her appearance was clearer than that of Enchantress, Saint Demon, and Azura. There was no trace of a heavenly demon in her appearance. She wore a black western dress that exposed a large area of fair, alluring, and elastic chest skin at the front. Beneath the lace-trimmed skirt was a strip of white skin, followed by knee-high pure white stockings. Continuing downwards, there were a pair of quite cute high-top round-toed boots. The main body of the boots was a light purple color, while the laces, toes, and soles were off-white. The gorgeous color scheme, slightly upturned toe, and 20 cm high-top design gave these boots a strong exotic vibe. A pair of white elbow-length gloves wrapped around the girl's hands and extended up to her upper arms, leaving only a small amount of smooth and tender skin near her shoulders visible. Near the opening of the gloves, there was a circle of purple silk ribbon for tightening, completely preventing them from slipping off during intense movements. Her slender waist, delicately held in her grip, made her figure appear even more delicate and fragile. However, her stunning face was covered by a six-eyes demon mask that looked exactly like Yunxi, leaving a mysterious feeling that made people curious and itching to uncover the truth. Indeed. It's her. Enchantress looked at the smaller figure woven by countless strands of magic, feeling a biting resentment. Among countless heavenly demons, they were the legendary race that stood at the top, surpassing Enchantress and ranking first. This race is the rarest among all heavenly demons, so rare that even heavenly demons themselves seldom encounter them. Chapter 900, impermanent as heavenly demons, they also have different characteristics and populations. Enchantress, the incarnation of heavenly demon who can naturally display charm up to 999, each possessing stunning beauty that captivates nations, occupying over 90% of all heavenly demons. Possessing the talent, charm, skilled in the heavenly demon dance, they wield an irresistible allure that even monks cannot resist. Saint Demon, the heavenly demon race endowed with wisdom up to 999, is the incarnation of heavenly demons closest to divinity. They are incredibly rare, with a total number that is perhaps not even 1,000th of Enchantress. Possessing the talent, divine wisdom, they have intelligence far beyond humans and prophetic abilities, allowing them to interfere with and sense changes in the river of destiny. They are the heavenly demon least resembling a heavenly demon. Asura, warriors with a combat power of 999, are monsters on the battlefield, as rare as saint demons. They only appear on battlefields filled with corpses and blood. Possessing the talent of bloodlust, only slaughter can satisfy them. They regard death as nothing, and wherever they appear, there will undoubtedly be a bloody carnage. The three types of heavenly demon represent the three inclinations of charm, wisdom, and combat power. In terms of individual strength, the order is probably Asura, Saint Demon, Enchantress. However, in terms of population strength, Enchantress, which makes up over 90% of the entire heavenly demon population, is undoubtedly the dominant force. However, within heavenly demons, there exists an extremely special group that completely surpasses Enchantress. Their numbers are even rarer than Asura and Saint Demon, with probably not more than 3 even in the entire The Endless Gods domains, and the total population of the entire group is likely less than double digits. They are the true kings of the heavenly demon race, each possessing unimaginable power. In fact, it is even questionable if they can be referred to as a race due to their exceptionally low numbers. They are the witches who walk in the twilight of the gods' era. They are the ghosts that haunt the graveyard of deities. When they were alive, they were all heroes, legends, and myths. Their bodies are composed of endless threads of laws, and their garments are woven from the materials of myths. They are neither alive nor dead, existing as phantoms between the cracks of light and darkness. Even the heavenly demons themselves are unsure if they can be considered members of the heavenly demon race, as their existence is too abnormal. Their only common feature is that they all wear the mask of the six-eyed heavenly demon, which is the highest contract proof of the heavenly demon race. The name of this heavenly demon is Impermanent. Not the servant black and white impermanent from the ancient mythology of the Eastern gods' domain, but Impermanent the Formless, the ultimate heavenly demon that fully embodies the concept of great freedom. Their very existence is a colossal contradiction. Almost all information regarding their past existence has been erased from the River of Destiny, and nobody knows who they were when they were alive. However, when they put on the mask of the six-eyed heavenly demon and start walking in the starry sky, it will undoubtedly herald a brand new wave of destiny. The objects of their contracts are destined to bring about countless destruction, death, but also change and hope. Invisible and formless, like a fairy disrupting the threads of destiny, this is the strongest among the heavenly demons, Impermanent. Why is it you? Asura, who had already reached the final step, about to complete the process just like Enchantress, felt the irresistible aura and fought back with all her might. Unfortunately, the suppression imposed by Impermanent on all heavenly demon races is irresistible, as it is a fundamental difference in nature. When Impermanent descended, Asura had to end her intimate time with Yunshi and was forcibly sent back to the void. Like Enchantress and Saint Demon, Asura did not give up. Instead, in the void, she formed a triangle formation with her opponents, surrounding a bewildered Yunshi. Impermanent, wearing the mask of the six-eyed heavenly demon, looked at Yunshi with a silent gaze. Yunshi wore a perplexed expression as he looked at the heavenly demon sister who had transformed 4 times today. He could feel that the heavenly demon before him was the most powerful among all the heavenly demons, even stronger than the obviously formidable Azura. Representing the three extreme talents, Enchantress with charisma, Saint Demon with wisdom, and Azura with power, Impermanent's talent remains an unknown mystery. This also means that no one knows what talent Impermanent possesses. Quietly gazing at Yunshi for a while, Impermanent gently extended her finger and slowly waved it in front of him. One after another, Yunshi couldn't move his gaze away from the snow-white finger. It seemed as if the trajectory traced by this finger contained some kind of universal truth. His body, too, gradually grew hot as this slender finger moved. In his chest, it seemed as if there was a voice trying to come out, wanting to confess and reveal all his secrets. No, she was different from other heavenly demons. If he lost consciousness, he would truly become a puppet of the heavenly demon. Yunshi bit his tongue and swiftly grabbed Impermanent's finger. Impermanent looked at the suddenly proactive Yunshi with a puzzled expression. Wasn't he more inclined to passively accept the temptation? Her power of temptation came from a soul-level resonance, even more directly effective than the heavenly demon's voice of the Enchantress or Azura's forceful advances. Why did the soul's pull fail instead? The effect seemed less potent than Azura's aggressive advances earlier. Are you here to form a contract with me, too? Yunshi suppressed the vile impulse surging in his heart, one he had never experienced before. He strongly desired to pin down the girl in front of him, remove her skirt, part her smooth, snow-white legs, and possess her completely. It was as though he wanted to put cat ears on the girl before him, dress her in a cat tail, and do as he pleased with her as she resisted and struggled. It was as though he wanted to put her in a magnificent princess dress, lift her high, and make her engage in all sorts of embarrassing acts. Just from being looked at by her, various impulses from deep within him couldn't be suppressed. Her allure was over 100 times stronger than that of the Enchantress, Saint Demon, and Azura combined. Just looking at her, Yunshi felt like he was about to commit a crime. That snow-white little hand, it seemed as if it wanted to caress and lick. This is not normal. She's not like White Moon, an innocent young bride who can do as she pleases. She's a complete stranger. Where does this unusual soul-driven impulse come from? Being with her, he can't even dream of being a righteous and noble person anymore. There are traces of fate's interference on your body. The thing you desire is destined to be unattainable. Open up your soul and walk the path of the heavenly demon. Impermanent's finger traced over Yunshi's forehead, guiding him like the guidance of the goddess of fate, leading him towards becoming a heavenly demon. That's right, heavenly demons are not only derivatives of countless emotions in the world, but can also manifest as beings of wisdom. In Impermanent's eyes, Yunshi was one of the seeds with the potential to become a similar being. Chapter 901, Refusal. I refuse. Yunshi shook his head with great effort. His purpose in cultivating the Paranormata Vasavartan scroll was not to transform into a heavenly demon, but to use the power of the heavenly demon to temper his own mind, ultimately reaching a state akin to that of a Buddhist monk. Although there may be a slight misunderstanding in the understanding, Yunshi's original intention is correct. The heavenly demon that appeared last was completely different from the previous 3 heavenly demons. Yunshi had a feeling that if he were to agree like this, he would really be trapped in an eternal abyss. Why refuse me? Impermanent looked at Yunshi, who had clearly been drawn in by her soul, in surprise. Impermanent's temptation was more than 10 times stronger than that of Enchantress, Saint Demon, and Azura. It was a direct assault on the soul, and could even drive powerful mythical heroes into madness. They didn't need to rely on their bodies to seduce others, their mere existence was extraordinary. Enchantress needed to use the heavenly demon's voice to complete her enticement, while Impermanent only needed a look, a movement, or the slightest gesture of her fingers to achieve it. Their voices, their postures, whenever they appeared in this era, they would bring about tremendous changes. In a sense, Impermanent was the culmination of all heavenly demons, the ultimate heavenly demon with the talents of Enchantress, Saint Demon, and Azura, the final form of all heavenly demon evolution. Among billions of heavenly demons, it was only possible for an impermanent heavenly demon to be born with an extremely rare probability. Among the entire population of heavenly demons in the endless gods' domains, the number of impermanent heavenly demons was no more than a few, and they were a dangerous presence capable of corrupting even deities, deserving the title of Supreme Heavenly Demon. You are too dangerous. Blue divine seal representing order was shining on Yunxi's forehead. It was the protection granted by the guardian of the Sky Tower to the Starry Sky Chess Master, and it was also the shield Yunxi used to resist Impermanent. Order, divine seal. Even the impermanent heavenly demon couldn't help but furrow her brows upon seeing that seal. The wielder of the blue divine sword. The guardian of order in the Sky Sword God's domain. The gatekeeper of the Sky Tower, the oldest Sky Sword. Even the supreme heavenly demon had to be slightly wary of the Sky Sword. Because this place was the absolute domain of the blue divine sword. If it weren't for the different flow of time between the heavenly demon realm and the real world, she might have already come to kill. He actually has the protection of that. I see, so it's even more delicious. So what if it's the Sky Sword? We have already made the Sky Sword fall before. Enchantress, Saint Demon, and Azura, who were lingering in the void, looked at the blue mark on Yunxi's forehead, showing no signs of backing down. Rather, it was precisely because of this that the taste of that fruit became even more delicious and tempting, like violating taboos. Heavenly demons, the most reckless and wanton creatures in the world, for they are nearly immortal, born with the power of sentient beings, they can constantly resurrect. As long as there are still populations of sentient beings in this world, the heavenly demon clan will never perish. Even someone as powerful as the Azure god Sword Lilibet can at most only drive them away. It is impossible to kill them. Most of the time, even Buddhist monks are helpless in the face of them. Maintaining inner peace is the best outcome. You could have chosen the easiest option. Impermanent shook her head, disappointed with Yunxi's refusal. No one can refuse Impermanent Heavenly Demon's demands. As the Supreme Heavenly Demon, Impermanent has countless ways to make sentient beings submit. Whether to accept or refuse, it doesn't really matter much to Impermanent. One who attracts heavenly demons will also be entangled by heavenly demons. From the moment you completed that mask, your life will be entangled with heavenly demons. Now, it's too late for regrets. Impermanent extended her snow-white hand and forcefully wiped away the azure mark on Yunxi's forehead. As the Supreme Heavenly Demon, she possesses this power, and being at the pinnacle of the Heavenly Demon hierarchy, the Supreme Heavenly Demon is no less powerful than the Sky Sword. In terms of the power of the mind, Impermanent is even stronger than the wielder of the Azure God Sword, making her the strongest heavenly demon at the peak of countless heavenly demons. Once targeted by Impermanent Heavenly Demon, sentient beings are bound to become agents of change, disrupting the river of destiny and causing great turmoil. In the era of the twilight of the gods, they transform into witches, guiding the giants to wage a war against the gods at dusk. In the age when gods descended, they guarded the many tombs of ancient gods, ultimately allowing the once dead gods to be resurrected once again. In the endless nightmares, they spread hope as well as despair. Neither light nor darkness, they are children of twilight, messengers who walk between light and darkness. The only rule they must abide by is to find their own spokesperson and intervene in the world through them. No one knows when this rule started, but all heavenly demons instinctively follow this rule from birth, including Impermanent, the Supreme Heavenly Demon. When possessed by the Enchantress, sentient beings will transform into enchanting beauties, causing chaos in society. When possessed by the Saint Demon, sentient beings will grow a third eye and often walk the earth in the form of holy maidens. When possessed by the Azura, sentient beings will become berserk warriors, throwing themselves into never-ending battlefields, ceaselessly killing. And the sentient beings chosen by Impermanent will go even further, becoming kings, heroes, and even stepping into the field of the legend rank, leading an era. Heavenly demon, that's what they are. Impermanent is formless, illusory, and mysterious. The heavenly demon recorded in the Paranormative Asavardhan scroll are all enchantresses, so Yunshi never thought about how extraordinary the heavenly demons she encountered were, or even how they eventually caught the attention of Impermanent. Being favored by Impermanent signifies that Yunshi has the potential to step into the legend rank and unleash a storm of fate. Such seeds are rare, capable of forging the perfect six-eyes demon mask, which is a testament to Yunshi's highest affinity towards the heavenly demons. Otherwise, Enchantress, Saint Demon, Azura, they wouldn't have come in droves and eventually led to the manifestation of the ultimate heavenly demon. Now, no one can stop our contract. Unleash your body and mind, let me see all your memories. Impermanent slightly lifted her mask, revealing her delicate cherry-like lips. Without the protection of the Order God seal, faced with the voice emanating from the supreme heavenly demon, Yunshi clearly knew it was not permissible, but she couldn't help but kiss her. Ha! It was completely unexpected that even though Yunshi was already dominated, her body responded with such expertise by forcefully kissing Impermanent, causing her eyes to show evident wavering. Chapter 902, Interwoven Memories for Yunshi. Impermanent removing her Order God seal undoubtedly greatly reduced her resistance to the temptation of heavenly demons. But on the other hand, it also symbolized that a certain desire within his heart began to intensify drastically. What was originally only a fantasy was now being realized. The sudden kiss was an expression of this fantastical impulse. Since a moment ago, Yunshi has been losing control of herself. Even though Impermanent's stature appeared to be similar to White Moon's, Yunshi couldn't suppress the constantly surging desires within her heart. Compared to the desires for Enchantress, Saint Demon, and Azura, this desire is even stronger, even more scorching. It's as if his body instinctively yearns for everything about the other person, and Yunshi herself can't understand where this intense impulse is coming from. Yunshi fiercely sucked on the small fragrant tongue, and this time, Impermanent finally experienced the overwhelming, bone-melting sensation that Enchantress and Azura had felt before. Something's not right. Why does this feeling of soul resonance feel so sweet? His body, bit by bit, began to lose control, as if it was about to melt. Memories surged forth, but it wasn't a one-sided retrieval, it was a fusion of both sides. Impermanent saw a young boy named Yunshi going about his ordinary life in a small town. His memories, starting from the moment he opened his eyes, reflected countless trajectories of starlight. Unknown to whom, he was abandoned beneath a blooming plum tree, and scarlet petals fell onto his body, seemingly shielding him from the cold of the night. Soon, a couple passing by this secluded path discovered the child, their eyes filled with joy and seemingly not surprised by this. They knelt down and offered their prayers. It seems they didn't just happen to pass by here, but came specifically for this child. The wife even brought a steaming bottle. Soon, this child grew up. He curiously observed the world, studied hard, and followed an ordinary life path like most ordinary people. Then, he encountered a slightly aloof and mysterious childhood sweetheart. Slowly, more childhood sweethearts appeared, and the young man had worries, fearing whether his first love would stay in this ordinary small town. From Impermanent's perspective, there were many mysterious aspects in this situation. After that mysterious childhood sweetheart Hua appeared, the originally ordinary small town gained many shops with unknown origins. These shops often sold various ingredients and gemstones from the endless gods' domains at unbelievably low prices, all of which could be considered high-end luxury goods. Only the young man himself didn't realize how rare the things sold in those shops were, and the prices were so cheap that they could only be described as blood-stained profits. Many of them were even considered extinct treasures. Time passed, and the young man slowly grew up. Finally, his 16th birthday arrived. He looked up at the stars, and it seemed like he had grown up overnight. He also had a beloved golden-haired puppy by his side. That night, he awakened a talent within his bloodline, and his combat power began to skyrocket. He even killed a third-order greenskin river hippo in his first battle. Next, the girl was dragged by her childhood sweetheart into their house, opening a forbidden door. He put on a black maid uniform. Boom! As soon as Impermanence saw that black maid uniform, her soul boiled with excitement. She finally understood why she felt the young man's call from beyond the stars and returned from the extraterrestrial battlefield to her hometown, the Endless Gods' domains. Once lost memories were reviving, resonating loudly. Those were things she had once forgotten, her past before becoming the supreme heavenly demon. Yunshi saw the battlefield. Black clouds covered everything, and the demon humans blocked the sun, preventing the earth from receiving its light. The land in this area turned into a lifeless dark gray, where people couldn't grow crops or drink clean water. The most heavily polluted areas had no survivors left. The demon-human armies, under the control of the evil gods, constantly poured out from the opened abyss, greedily occupying everything in this land. Life. Plants. Living beings. They were all food for the demon humans. The black demon dog army wouldn't spare any human survivors. Whether they were elderly and near death or infants who hadn't yet been weaned, any human discovered would become food for the black demon dogs. The appetite of the black demon dogs would never be satisfied. They faithfully carried out the orders of their higher-ranking demon humans, completely exterminating all humans. Demon humans do not need human beings. Their strong ability to create living beings out of nothing enables them to create a complete system of demonized creatures. What they need is resources, land, plants, and all living intelligent beings. This land is the closest to the abyss, the realm with the highest level of contamination. Their bodies are just skeletons, with countless demonized fungi wriggling on their pale bones. Dragons breath-breathing dragons circle in the sky, and black demon dogs patrol the earth, including mutated elite breeds with 2 heads. Underground, crawling demon bugs are digging holes and constructing the unique underworld warfare system of the demon-human world. They cultivate various toxic mushrooms and greedily absorb the last trace of vitality from this land. Polluting everything, plundering everything, the ultimate goal of the demon humans is to destroy everything in this world and establish a kingdom of evil gods on the ruins. Blood splattered as the girl stepped onto the battlefield. She had icy cold eyes, unparalleled beauty, wore a black maid outfit, and carried a blood-stained magic sword on her back. This sword, tainted with the blood of countless demon humans, had already mutated into a twisted and lethal god weapon, with over 300% damage against all demonized creatures. Behind the girl were countless torn and severed bodies, including those of black demon dogs, dragons, and even demon humans who seemed to have little difference from humans. With each person she killed, a dark aura enveloped the girl's delicate body, polluting her mind and soul. Nevertheless, the girl did not retreat. She was the princess of slaughter, the sword of blood, the strongest great sword made. In order to better and more swiftly kill demon humans, she made a pact with a certain entity in the depths of the unknown, exchanging for the terrifying power she possessed now. This path was a one-way journey, and the girl knew it better than anyone else, but she did not regret her choice. Bathed in blood, she was faster and stronger than anyone else. Kill. 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 Having come this far, there was no need to retreat. With the balance within her body collapsing, she could already feel her own death, an inevitable outcome. In that case, she would kill even more. She did not want the people who followed her to witness her twisted and mad demise. The beautiful princess recognized by the church, the mythical figure on the battlefield. She had once possessed everything, and yet lost it all. Today was the day the legend would meet its end. Chapter 903, The Princess and the Demon Dog. Blood spread everywhere. It was unbelievable, even though they were demonized creatures, the blood flowing through the bodies of demon humans was still red. Even when they were beheaded, they would still let out sounds of pain. When their bodies were torn apart, they would also show expressions of fear in their eyes. It was as if they were living humans. Yet, they were a group of man-eating monsters. No matter how many, they would kill them all. Stepping over mountains of corpses and oceans of blood, the Princess of Slaughter advanced without cease. Demon humans, for the most part, are beings that have transformed from former humans. The higher the aptitude they had as humans, the higher their rank as demon humans becomes. The vast majority of humans are unable to complete the transformation into demon humans and ultimately become food for black demon dogs, becoming a part of them and revealing their fangs to humans. On the other hand, a successfully transformed demon human is a true servant of the evil gods, the vanguard of their invasion into the world, and even the weakest ones have the strength to command a squadron of black demon dogs. However, in front of the princess donning a black maid outfit, whether it be black demon dogs, demon humans, or even the skeletal wyverns of the Sky Overlord, they all make no difference. Kill them all. Leave none alive. In the most contaminated areas, kill everything. Endless bloodshed, slaughter, yet the black maid outfit remains pristine, absorbing all traces of blood and becoming a part of the killing princess. Walking on the battlefield of slaughter, she long ago forgot her naive appearance wearing princess dresses. She can never return to the past, the carefree time when she was doted on by her parents and blessed by everyone. The appearance of demon humans destroyed everything she had. Father, mother, teachers, all loved ones, all friends, even the nation. The land she stands on right now, this post-apocalyptic scenery filled with dust, this barren wasteland where not even a trace of vitality can be seen, is the very nation she once swore to protect. She once firmly believed that she had such talent, such a mission. However, the mission has long vanished. The things she needed to protect no longer exist anywhere. Looking up at the sky, there is no sunlight, nor is there any hope. The ground beneath her feet has lost even its lament, having long turned into a hellish realm. In such a world, it is impossible to save anything. Everything she wanted to protect has turned to dust in history. People will not remember that there was once a prosperous and happy nation on this land, with hard-working and ambitious people as well as trusted royalty. The civilization and history of this country vanished on the day the abyss was opened. People even curse and hate this once prosperous nation, believing that they brought about the terrifying disaster of the demon humans. As the last survivor of this nation, the girl has cried and refuted, but no one believes her words. Her princess status is no longer recognized, and she has been expelled from the country that was once supposed to be her betrothed. In this world, there is no one to trust. The only thing she can trust is her own sword. This is the truth that the girl finally realized after being expelled by the country that once protected her. From then on, the world lost a princess loved by others, and gained a great sword made walking on the path of slaying monsters and demons. Her sword is no longer the art that intoxicated people at royal balls, it has become a deathly blade that weaves a storm of blood and gore. From that day on, the girl no longer wept. All her tears have long dried up. Only blood and slaughter can satisfy the girl's heart. The sword dance belonging to the killing princess started resounding on the battlefield from that day. Roar! The earth trembled, and the sky quivered. In the endless mountains, colossal creatures ran continuously, bringing the scent of doomsday and molten lava. the highest-ranked demon creature of the Demon-Human Legion. The king of the Black Demon Dog Legion. The ultimate demon dog named after an ancient mythological creature, Cerberus. The immortal three-headed demon dog, the guardian of the underworld, emerged before the killing princess, using the mountains as stepping stones. Each of its heads presented a different posture. The head on the left perpetually burned with unextinguishable flames. The head on the right was wrapped in freezing frost. The head in the middle roared with black lightning. This was the pinnacle beyond all black demon dogs, the ultimate three-headed demon dog, taking the name of the underworld's gatekeeper, a creature whose power could rival that of a deity. The three-headed hellhound, Cerberus. Its body was colossal enough to crush a mountain peak with one step. The flames emitted by its fire head alone melted the rocks beneath its feet, while the frost released by its ice head froze them in place. The black, serpent-like tail slithered eerily behind it, occasionally transforming into a venomous snake, eagerly opening its gaping mouth. It was this demon dog king that broke through the kingdom's final defense system, trampled upon the former capital, and submerged the kingdom's last hope beneath an endless abyss of monstrous creatures. Returning alone to her homeland, the killing princess was met with nothing but the aftermath of the demon dog king's rampage, not even able to find the bodies of her loved ones. Not even a trace of illusion remained, as the princess returned to her once warm home, only to see countless claw marks and long-dried blood. Finally. I found you. Oh. The difference in ranks between the two was immense, even more disparate than their physical sizes. Having slaughtered countless demonized creatures, even targeting double-digit ranked killing princesses among the higher-level demon humans, it understood the strength of the enemy before it better than anyone else. As the ultimate creature, Cerberus possessed power rivaling that of a true deity. If not for its slightly lacking intelligence, it might have already become a member of the Dark Gods. It was precisely due to its birth that the Black Demon Dog Legion, initially created as a war tool by the demon humans and always used as cannon fodder, separated from the demon human army and grew increasingly powerful. Like mushrooms after the rain, new mutated breeds emerged in endless succession. Why a black demon dog, originally nothing more than expendable cannon fodder, would give birth to Cerberus with combat prowess rivaling that of a dark god, has always been a mystery. As long as this monster exists, all the nations in this world will ultimately become food for the abyss. Within the Holy Alliance, there is not a single hero capable of stopping this Cerberus. All the great sword maids combined are no match for this insane demon-human king. Its madness, its greed, its power of destruction, all embody the will of the abyss itself. Its appearance in this world is the abyss's greatest malice towards this world, as if heralding the countdown to its destruction. If this Cerberus cannot be defeated, then there is no hope or future for this world. Lurking in the old capital, once it unleashes its attack, it will bring about the true doomsday. The killing princess looked at the almost disappearing scar on the central dog head of Cerberus, which was the final desperate measure her country took, and also the reason why this ultimate demon human had not attacked temporarily. Chapter 904, The Final Waltz. Her father, mother, and the resistors who guarded the capital until the very end, in this way, gave their princess time to grow. That almost completely disappearing scar was the last trace of their existence. After today, perhaps everything will vanish. The country that once existed. The once gentle father, mother, maid. Those who loved her, those she loved, the country she wanted to protect. Today, the princess will dance for the last time. Once, this was her favorite thing, the sword dance of the waltz, the art that perfectly combined dance and swordsmanship. Everyone praised her, she was the most dazzling star at every ball, her sword dance always brought smiles and admiration. The waltz princess is about to dance her final dance of life here. The sword, long stained with the blood of monsters, has almost lost its original appearance. The black-made uniform, after consuming the blood of countless demons, even carried a trace of eerie aura. Her body understood better than anyone else. Endless slaughtering, not even willing to give herself a moment of rest, this body has long reached the brink of collapse. The aura of demons, of flesh and blood corroding this body, she is stepping closer to her demise. Do you regret it? If you are willing to sell your body and continue performing that beautiful waltz, how much comfort can you find in living? However, a proud princess will not bow her head. Even if the country is destroyed, even if she has nothing, she will not give up. Since she can no longer dance her beloved waltz at the ball, she will dance on the battlefield. She will use her sword to slay all the demon humans. With her dance steps, spinning, leaping, feeling the greatest terror between life and death. There is nothing left to lose. So, the dance will not stop. The final waltz, dedicated to the king, the queen, all those who love her, and all those she loves. Boom! Countless flashes of lightning exploded in the dim sky as thunder descended. Running Cerberus, with its overwhelming momentum, charged towards the killing princess who brandished her sword against it. Its 4 feet were entwined with flames of hell. Its body was covered in a thick icy armor. Countless black thunderbolts crashed down, a natural calamity, field, that the ultimate demon dog possessed. Waited for you for a long time. The killing princess smiled, truly unleashing all of her power for the first time. Black patterns entwined on her maid outfit-clad skin, proof of her demonic transformation, the ultimate fate of the killing princess, tainted by the flesh and blood of countless demons she slaughtered. She didn't want anyone to see her current state, so she disregarded everyone's opposition and ventured alone into her once homeland, the deepest, most contaminated area of the land, the demon-human stronghold guarded by the Cerberus, the king of hellhounds. From the very beginning, she never intended to return alive. Let the tale of a hero be eternally remembered, at least she would die as a human, in the way she chose, giving herself a bloody resolution. Release, 30%. In her ears, she could hear the call from the abyss, the whispers of the malevolent gods. The malevolent gods not only didn't oppose the killing princess who had slaughtered countless demons, but instead, they were particularly delighted to corrupt, transform, and ultimately turn an originally innocent young girl into a monster, that is the true demon. A slain demon human is nothing but waste. What the malevolent gods need are things stronger, more terrifying. Yes, just like at this moment, the twisted figure of the princess manifested as she unleashed the demonic flesh corrupted within her body, wielding the god weapon in her hand. The princess at this moment was so enchanting in the eyes of the malevolent gods. More than one god gazed at the battlefield from the abyss, extending an olive branch to the princess immersed in the waltz. The sword light, like thunder, like a storm, carrying an unimaginable beauty, leaped upon the gigantic body of Cerberus. Cerberus's icy armor, which could withstand forbidden spell attacks, was continuously cut and torn by the magnificent sword light. Blood splattered, the blood of the ultimate demon dog carried a strong smell of sulfur, a lethal venom that even a drop of it could be fatal, a cursed material coveted by witches in their dreams. Even the black maid outfit couldn't absorb the toxic blood from Cerberus. The girl's skin was burned, but not charred. More black patterns appeared on the girl's body, a sign that her demonic transformation was deepening. Just like an open Pandora's box, once that forbidden door is pushed open, there is only despair surging out from within, and no hope. Release level, 50%. The figure of the killing princess transformed into a phantom darting through the mortal realm, appearing as if there were 100 of her dancing upon the body of Cerberus. It was a deadly waltz step, an endless storm of sword blades. Empowered by the flesh and blood of demonic forces, the god weapon underwent a more exaggerated transformation, its massive sword blades cutting and tearing mercilessly through the mythic strength of Cerberus' body. Cerberus roared in fury at the heavens, as the never-ending thunder of darkness struck its own body. To compete against mythic creatures in terms of vitality was a joke, for how could the human body possibly match the resilience of mythical beings? Furthermore, Cerberus' body possessed the ultimate form of absolute immortality, serving as the key that connected to the realms of the underworld. The elegant figure in black danced amidst the lightning's glow. Demon flesh liberation, 100%. Those were sword blade arcs surpassing the speed of lightning, the most magnificent and flawless waltzing sword dance performed by the killing princess. Using the massive body of the king of black demon dogs, Cerberus, as her stage, the killing princess executed the highest waltz steps. In the stunned gaze of the evil gods, the enormous body of Cerberus was dismembered, split apart, and its 3 heads crashed to the ground, biting their own tongues. That was the most magnificent sword dance unseen by any humans, the final trace left by the strongest greatsword made in this world. No one knew of the great achievements she had accomplished. She, who had disappeared during the abyssal war in her homeland, achieved feats that no other greatsword maid had ever accomplished. That waltz which resounded amidst the dark thunder became an unknown masterpiece. Not long after, the Human Holy Alliance launched a final counterattack against the Abyss stronghold. The entrance to the Abyss, guarded by the King of Black Demon Dogs, was completely shattered and sealed, bringing forth the dawn upon the land. Only the Black Maid's uniform was found in the Abyss, the final relic of the killing princess. Chapter 905. Farewell of the Princess in the Endless Gods' Domains. Those who witnessed the killing princess's final waltz were only a few evil gods who cast their gazes from the abyss. Now, there was one more person. Considered the most formidable with the power to slay gods, the king of black demon dogs, Cerberus, was struck down 13 times by the killing princess's never-ending waltz in that battle. In the end, it suffered severe injuries and retreated back into the abyss, entering a long period of slumber. That was the only defeat for this hellhound, hailed as a mythic creature. If it weren't for its undying body blessed by the power of the underworld, it would have likely turned into dust long ago. However, the killing princess, who had succeeded in killing Cerberus, the gatekeeper of the underworld, 13 times in a row, finally reached her limit. The final swirling dance step gently descended as the killing princess stood amidst the abyss, lifting her head. With the loss of Cerberus' demonic power, the endlessly dark sky finally revealed a glimmer of dawn. How long has she been fighting here? The body of the hellhound Cerberus has endless regenerative abilities. Each time it is killed, it becomes even more ferocious. Countless dark thunderbolts have struck the demonic incarnation body of the killing princess. The hellish inferno. The icy cold that freezes the soul. The lightning radiating an aura of god-slaying. Even with her demon blood and flesh fully unleashed, the body of the killing princess reached its limit days ago. She killed Cerberus 13 times, forcing it into a slumber to recover. The killing princess took a full 7 days and nights to accomplish this. Humans are impossible to possess such power. Even the superior demon humans cannot face this insane hellhound Cerberus. The conditions to kill Cerberus once are extremely demanding. Its body must be thoroughly destroyed, and its 3 heads and tail must be severed. If any of these 3 conditions are not met, Cerberus' undying body will not be defeated, and it can quickly recover from any injuries. It took the killing princess 2 days to find a way to successfully kill 3-headed Cerberus. Sever the tail, decapitate, and then dismember. Only after completing these 3 stages can it be considered as killing the 3-headed Cerberus. As the guardian of the underworld, the 3-headed hellhound Cerberus naturally possesses the protection of the underworld deities. It is a mythical creature that embodies the concept of immortality. The king of black demon dogs, who acquired the true name Cerberus, also inherited most of the concepts of the 3-headed hellhound Cerberus. Its formidable undying body is the reason it is known as the god-slaying black beast. The killing princess completed 13 consecutive kills, finally banishing the three-headed hellhound Cerberus back into the abyss, accomplishing an unimaginable feat. If the Sacred Alliance had faced the three-headed hellhound Cerberus at that time, they would have undoubtedly been completely wiped out. This terrifying three-headed hellhound Cerberus is the ultimate trump card used by the evil gods to attack this world. In the dark abyss, the killing princess wiped off the blood stains on her great sword, the real blood of mythical creatures. Just a drop of it can corrode human bodies into nothingness. However, such blood, when it dripped onto the killing princess's body, did not inflict any harm and was even absorbed by her own body. The evil gods in the abyss watched with excitement as the killing princess, who had defeated the three-headed hellhound Cerberus, eagerly anticipated her descent into corruption. They believed that soon an unprecedented and terrifying monster would be born in this abyss. This achievement satisfied the evil gods even more than conquering this world. By sending their own minions to invade the human world and turning it into a part of the abyss, what is the purpose of the evil gods? It's not that the abyss needs the resources of this world, it lacks nothing in terms of resources. What they crave are the indescribable beings born from the distortion of the world, monstrous entities that appear only after the corruption of the world's will, which can be assimilated as supplements to the abyss faction. After the abyss takes over certain large worlds, it may even give rise to creatures that even the evil gods themselves would be astonished by. The three-headed hellhound, Cerberus, was also born as the ultimate monster during an attack on the Western god's domain. In other words, the purpose of the abyss is not plunder, but war itself. War, blood, slaughter, despair, terror, the delicacies bred from these are the true targets of the evil gods. For the evil gods, indulging in such delicacies is a carnival feast. In the eyes of the world, the invasion of the Abyss army, its corruption and destruction of the land, are all mere byproducts serving the purpose of war. Now, the killing princess is the unparalleled delicacy that has emerged in the eyes of the evil gods from this world. In order to vie for her ownership, the evil gods who initiated this demon-human war have even turned against each other. Mine, she's mine. She belongs to me. Get lost. I was the first to open this world's gateway. That sweet and delicious taste, it's amazing. Almost half of the high-ranking demon humans we sent out were killed by her. She even defeated that stupid Cerberus. How delicious must her soul and flesh be. As the evil gods brandish their tentacles, they greedily stare at the beautiful figure wiping her great sword. In the eyes of the evil gods at this moment, this beautiful figure is the most delicious food in the world, the tastiest cake that melts in the mouth and makes their whole bodies tingle. The brazen whispers were heard crystal clear by the killing princess. She had long anticipated and understood this outcome. Her body has already been infiltrated by demonic flesh, connecting with her nerves, bones, and blood vessels. The parts of her body that could be called human no longer exist anywhere. How could a human possess the power, speed, reflexes, and triple immunity to flames, frost, and thunder necessary to slay the three-headed hellhound, Cerberus? This body has long become a monster among monsters. Even the concept of a demon human is surpassed by her. Even if the strongest demon human were to appear before her, it would likely be resolved in just a few strikes. Her great sword, after devouring the blood of the three-headed hellhound Cerberus, is now ablaze with infernal flames. Ironically, while she slayed the most powerful hellish black beast, she herself surpassed the three-headed hellhound Cerberus and became an even more terrifying monster. Those fanatical evil gods have already begun eagerly reaching out to her, wanting her to become the star of the Abyss faction. I have no interest in such matters. Proudly lifting her head, the killing princess looked at the last rays of light shining on her body and smiled. Chapter 906, Her Contract. It's been a long time, Sunlight. How long has it been since I last saw such radiance? So, the dark canopy shrouding her homeland was created by Cerberus. That monster, renowned as the strongest black beast, indeed possesses such terrifying power. Even after killing it 13 times in a row, she could still sense that this colossal creature seemed restricted and unable to unleash its true power in this world. There is nothing left for her to regret. Her life ends here. The legend of the Killing Princess comes to a close here. She didn't want anyone to see her ghastly and hideous appearance, her flesh assimilated with demon blood. Thank you. She raised the great sword in her hand, and the Killing Princess looked at the black patterns covering her face. This is the cursed sword that accompanies her in endless slaughter, and also her beloved sword. She still remembers how thrilled she was when she received this gift from her father on her 13th birthday. Back then, this sword didn't have the twisted appearance like it does now. It was a very splendid sword, adorned with gemstones, and its hilt was as elegant as an angel. This sword and she were a perfect match. Holding this sword, she had performed countless dazzling dance steps, earning applause for her waltz from everyone. As the dancing princess, the star of tomorrow, she used to believe so strongly that her dance steps would bring happiness to people. But that fantasy turned into a nightmare when the dark canopy descended and Cerberus emerged from the depths. Having lost everything, all she had left was this sword and dance steps that would never be appreciated again. At that time, she made a choice, a pact with a mysterious entity that no one knew about. Thus, the waltz that brought happiness to people turned into a murderous sword dance. Wherever she went, she would inevitably bring endless bloodshed, with countless demon humans falling beneath her sword. And with each demon human she killed, her power grew stronger, and her body gradually transformed into that of a demon. When she had nearly exterminated all the demon humans in the outside world, her level of demonization had reached an almost impossible to hide extent. Therefore, she eventually ventured alone into the deepest contaminated area, while she still had not fully turned into a demon, to fulfill her final mission. She didn't want the people who fought alongside her to see her in such a hideous state. Even though the end of bloodshed was her inevitable fate, she hoped the legend of the Killing Princess would continue. Now, I no longer deserve to wear this maid outfit. Completely demonized, she had become the utmost form of a demon. I hope that the next person to inherit this great sword maid will not repeat my tragedy. As she caressed her black maid outfit, the Killing Princess's gaze became gentle. This is probably the last time she is wearing this black maid outfit. She can feel the demonic flesh within her body stirring, corrupting her final shreds of sanity. This process is irreversible. From the moment she chose this path of empowerment, it became an unavoidable outcome. The mental tentacles of those evil gods are about to touch her body. It is time to end all of this. My body does not allow you to touch it. My soul will not become your sustenance. Accept it, this is my final gift to you. The princess lifted her demonic sword high, the last rays of dawn falling upon her, like a scene from a myth. Dust to dust. Earth to earth. Spirit to spirit. Sacrifice. The great sword pierced through the Killing Princess's chest, impaling her heart and even piercing through the ground behind her, pinning her body to the ground. Endless azure radiance erupted from the Killing Princess's body, completely overtaken by the demonic flesh within her, emitting a startled roar as if witnessing something unimaginable. Boom! At the deepest depths of the abyss, a certain power completely shattered it into pieces, causing the screaming of the malevolent gods who peered into this world, their mental tentacles obliterated to bits, and even the essence within the abyss torn apart. Welcome to the world of impermanent. From now on, forget it, you are no longer human. The sky was cut open by stripes of azure radiance, revealing the sun that had been concealed for too long. The Grand Army of the Holy Alliance saw hope and immediately mobilized, rushing towards the stronghold of the demon human. The war in this world, thanks to the sacrifice of a princess, finally reached its end. Her final achievements, known only to herself. The final waltz of the swords, now silenced. The legend of the killing princess concludes here. Yunxi sensed the determination of the killing princess in her final moments, and it was stronger than anyone else's. Drenched in countless blood, she, who had become demonic, never wavered in her original intention. Even as the strongest demon, she never forgot her goal of bringing peace to this world. Legend and fame, none of those mattered to her. Everyone believed the killing princess had gone mad, losing herself in endless slaughter. Anyone who witnessed that figure of madness in slaughter would feel fear, for her killing intent had surpassed the limits of mortal imagination. In her eyes, there was no trace of human sanity, only endless slaughter could satisfy and fill her. Even her companions, the other great sword maids who followed behind her, could not understand why she was so bloodthirsty and crazed in her killing of the demon humans. She didn't even need to rest, she could relentlessly pursue and hunt down a demon human who had almost fled to the ends of the world. As she killed more and more demon humans, a certain ominous aura emanated from her body, and many people vaguely sensed the abnormality within it. Yet, no one dared to speak out because she was an indispensable sword of the Sacred Alliance, the most fearsome and powerful great sword made. Her great sword was the most powerful and terrifying weapon against the demon humans. Even the demon humans stronger than her fell under that exceptional magic sword. The name, the Killing Princess, became a legend, a fearsome legend, the renegade among the great sword maids. People would never understand the price she had paid to obtain such power. What sacrifices did she make to bring about the final peace? That contract. Yunxi looked at the black maid outfit that finally fell into the abyss, finally realizing who she had made the contract with. Heavenly demon, and an impermanent one, the supreme heavenly demon not recorded in the Paranirmata Vasavartan scroll. She gazed into the abyss, and the abyss gazed back at her. In the end, she also became a part of the nightmare, not as a servant of the abyssal gods, but as a transformed being of a higher order. She had become a heavenly demon. You're tuning into the LoveLore Library YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.